Welcome to Eagle Basketball right here on Cool 95.7, as well as on the YouTube page, HobbsAmerica.com, and of course the YouTube page with Hobbs Sports. And we are watching coverage of the JV game. 50-43 is what the score is. Eagles are up on Las Cruces right now with 6:20 left, and as you can see, they are shooting free throws. First one was made for Hobbs. And the second one rolls in too. So that is what you're watching right now. It's an 8-point lead, 6:20 to go. And of course we're going to have the varsity game with the Las Cruces Bulldogs versus your Hobbs Eagles. Should be going on around 7 o'clock. We'll have it, of course, updated as we go along. Till then, we will bring you all the action right here at Tasker Arena in Hobbs, New Mexico, or as we like to say, Hobbs, America. Once again, we appreciate you tuning in. This is the JV game. Right now it's a 53-52 game. 1 point difference between the Hobbs Eagles and the Las Cruces JV. And it has been back and forth. Actually, at the third quarter, it was, actually at halftime, it was 32-24. Hobbs had the lead. And then it looks like it was 47-40 at the end of the third quarter. Hobbs had the lead then. And it has been back and forth, and now it has slowly been eroded. The lead has for Hobbs, and Las Cruces has been hitting a lot of buckets in this fourth quarter. Seems to be a trend sometimes for the Hobbs Eagles this year. But nevertheless, it is a timeout for Hobbs. 53-52, and we're getting more bonus coverage before we do our varsity game between, of course, the Las Cruces Bulldogs and your Hobbs Eagles. We'd like to thank their sponsors: Lasco Construction, Forest Tire, TDS, Hobbs Express, Thriftway, Lee County State Bank, Elite Home Healthcare, along with NMR Pipeline, and First American Bank of Hobbs. Down to the last minute 13 in this JV game as you're watching it right here on live stream. With me on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube at the Hobbs Sports channel, or on Cool 95.7, the Facebook page. You have got me, Ron Gunter, and Ty Friend will be up here momentarily as we are going to be covering your Hobbs Eagles versus the Las Cruces Bulldogs in a game right after this one. Not sure exactly when it's going to start. This one has 46 seconds remaining, and it's got a 4-point lead, 59-55, as Las Cruces has been coming back and making this a close game, but have not been able to get the lead as of yet. Once again, 59-55, Hobbs up by 4. Another timeout, and so this is going to be a little bit delaying our game. It's supposed to start at 7 o'clock. It is not going to start at 7 o'clock, looks like. But it won't be much longer after that. Huh? Las Cruces turnover there. Goes back to Hobbs. Possession does with 26.2 remaining. This is your Eagles station on the Eagles broadcast on No Mark Broadcasting. I am Ron Gunter, and we're about to wrap up this game. And, of course, after that, we're going to start our broadcast for the Hobbs Varsity Eagles, your Hobbs Varsity Eagles versus the Las Cruces Bulldogs with the Z. Turnover back again. Las Cruces has the ball, shoots up a 3 and makes it. And now that puts it to a 1-point game once again. And another interception. And a drive in the lane. That is going to be and one. As 10.2 seconds remaining. That's going to give Las Cruces the lead at 60-59 plus the 1. So that'll be a possible 2 points. With 10.2, you can imagine that there's going to be a timeout called by the Eagles to be able to get that last 10.2, see if they can tie the game or possibly score a 3-point shot or maybe even have a 2 and a 1 with a 1. Either way, it's going to be very intense. This is the closest it's been for a while in the fourth quarter. It's been back and forth, but Las Cruces has not been able to get the lead until now. Of course, you know, you always want to have the lead at the end of the game, so they're doing a perfect job right now, and that one is also in for 2. Timeout, Hobbs. 10.2 remaining, and this JV game is going to the wire. Come back as we are continuing the coverage, and we're getting set for the JV, Hobbs JV. Once again, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Lasco Construction, Forest Tire, TDS, Hobbs Express, Thriftway, Lee County State Bank, Elite Home Healthcare, NMR Pipeline, and First American Bank of Hobbs. Coming back soon as we are about to wrap up this game, this JV game, and get the varsity game getting started up real soon. And we have a tie game at 61 that is end of regulation. That means we're going to have 4 minutes of overtime to deal with. So this will delay the Hobbs Varsity Eagles once again. But yes, right now, fourth quarter, 61 all for the Eagles and Las Cruces Bulldogs on the JV side. I am Ron Gunter. Thank you very much for joining us as we are about to get into more action and see if Hobbs can come back and grab the victory out of the jaws of defeat. They had the lead until the last minute, turned it over a couple of times, and Hobbs sees himself with 2 down. Had a nice shot at the end of this game, basically, to tie it up at 61. Hobbs outscored 21-14 in the fourth quarter, looks like. So we're going to get some bonus coverage of the JV game, and then we're going to be following that up with the Hobbs JV. Not only will this be on our internet, but also on Cool 95.7. And, of course, we have it on HobbsAmerica.com. Come back in just a moment. We'll give you more updates on this game as it gets started on the overtime period or quarter. Big foul for Hobbs, and because of the fact that they go with the rule of the fouls continue on from the fourth quarter, Hobbs is now in bonus. So anytime they get fouled, unless it's an offensive foul, it's going to be on the line. First one is up and good for 52. I don't have a lineup, but it is hard to get a lineup for the JV roster sometimes. Substitution coming in once again for JV Bulldogs. Here we go with the second shot. He is off the back. 1 point lead for Hobbs. 3:47 remaining. We're going to continue to have coverage before we get our coverage of varsity basketball. .250 remaining. 63-62. Las Cruces has jumped back in the lead with that 2-point shot. Hobbs trails by 1. As we continue coverage on the JV game, the Hobbs varsity game will be happening minutes after. Hopefully it'll be probably about 15 minutes, but we'll find out, of course, when they start the clock for the warm-up. Generally they give 15 minutes. Like I said, we will find out together when this game is over, whenever that's going to be. You're watching coverage on the No Mark Broadcasting Networks, whether it be on HobbsAmerica.com YouTube on the Hobbs Sports Channel or on Cool 95.7's Facebook page. Back more in just a moment with more updates on this game and what's going to happen after that. Fast break point, that was from 24. He has 10 points in the game now. So he has a double score, or double figure. And that gives Hobbs the 1 point lead, 64-63 with 2:06. That's 2:03 remaining in the game. Ooh, that was so close. In and out, no good. And that one is going to be, should be a foul, but it also could be out of bounds. It is going to be out of bounds on Hobbs. Las Cruces remains with the ball in their front court. Big shot from 24, off the mark. And it is rebounded once again by Las Cruces. And it goes around the perimeter. Looks like they're going to drive the lane, see if they can shoot it up. And instead, it's a foul on 24. 34 is going to go to the line, because that was a shooting foul. One more to give. Hobbs does have. They're at 4. One more will put Las Cruces in the bonus as well. Hobbs already in the bonus in this overtime. 1 to tie, 2 to gain the lead again for Las Cruces. And the first one goes in. Tie game, 64 all. And second one puts Las Cruces back in the lead, 65-64. It's going to be a quick turnaround, and that was a turnover by Hobbs, unfortunately. Cannot afford those turnovers, but it's still a 1 point game. 1:38 remaining. We'll be back in just a moment. That last three-point shot did not count. It was already fouled before then. And it should be on the line to shoot 2. There's still a little confusion about that. 24 will be on the line for Hobbs. 2 shots can put Hobbs back in the lead at 66. First one needs to be made, though, of course. Against his knees, and it is in. Nice form. Tie game at 65 with 1:11 go in the overtime. This is JV. And it was 32-24. Hobbs had the lead at halftime. Quick pass down, and looks like it's going to be a foul. Once again, those fouls are hurting Hobbs. Looks like, yeah, they're on 4. Thought that was the 5th, but either way, that does put Las Cruces back on the line again to shoot 2. Once again, it can go back and forth, and if he hits these 2 shots, first one is in. No problem at all. I think he's doing pretty well as far as getting those free throw shots. Game's tied at 66, 1:03 remaining in this JV game. Afterwards, like I said, the varsity team will be on the court to warm up and then take on Las Cruces Bulldogs. 6-6 is their record. Hobbs has a record of 5-11. Needing to get a victory here so they can start a winning streak. They need 8 winning games in their last 10 to be able to get back into 500. And one of those teams is going to be Cleveland, so it's not going to be an easy chore, that's for certain. 54.5 remaining, and it looks like substitutions are coming in. Las Cruces does have the lead, 67-66 over the Eagles so far with 54.5 remaining in overtime. It's possible this could go into overtime again, overtime number 2, but we'll see about that. Las Cruces has the ball. They can extend the lead if they make another basket and or get another foul. They're going to stall. Try to whittle down the clock so that way they have the last shot, and Hobbs does not have an opportunity to get back in the lead. And there is a timeout. Looks like it's going to be Las Cruces is taking a timeout. All right. 27.7 remaining, 67-66. Las Cruces leading your JV Hobbs Eagles. And then after that, we're going to have coverage on, of course, all the stations on Cool 95.7, hopefully. We'll also have it on Cool 95.7, the Facebook page, as well as HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube on the Hobbs Sports channel. We're back in just a moment after this timeout.
Okay, cool. So we just won't let him know. No need to stress him out.
22.7 remaining in this game. We have a 1-point lead for Las Cruces, but Hobbs is on the line to shoot 2, and it is, it's like 30. First one is up and no good, but he can score the second one and get this game tied. I think it's actually 50. 6 points, 3 fouls. Definitely need this one with 22.7 remaining to at least get the tie. It'll probably be about, well, missed the both of them, and no rebound for Hobbs. That is, oh, but he got it back and missed that shot as well, point blank. 14.9, had to foul, and that will put Las Cruces back on the line, possibly for a 3-point game if he makes both of them, depending on who is shooting those foul shots. Once again, JV action with 14.9. It's been a close game in this fourth and overtime period. And it is 67-66, missing both of those free throws at an opportune time when Hobbs needed the points to get back in the lead. Now, Las Cruces on the other end. This guy's been pretty good, and he misses his first one. That's good. He has one more opportunity to get a 2-point lead for Las Cruces with 14.9. I expect to see another timeout from Hobbs after this, unless it's a miss. It is a miss. Hobbs does get the rebound. He needs to drive the lane real fast. We got 10 seconds to go. And it looks like there is a timeout on the court for Hobbs. For a second I thought it was a foul, but it is not. 7.3 remaining. Hobbs in control as it is a 1-point lead for Las Cruces, 67-66 on your Omaha Broadcasting Network. As soon as we get done with this game, we're going to start the countdown for the varsity game as Las Cruces Bulldogs have come into town 6-6 is their record. Hobbs, your Hobbs Eagles, with a dismal but still a fighting chance at 5-11. They need to win at least 8 games to get above 500 in the next 10 games. It's going to be a tough chore. Los Lunas coming up next, along with Cleveland. Then they go to Artesia before they start the district with, of course, Roswell, Clovis, Carlsbad. And it's going to be interesting to see if Hobbs can get back into this and win it for the JV. Of course, we'll give you more coverage as it continues right here on your No Mark Broadcasting System. And, of course, Hobbs Eagles basketball. An errant 3 off of Hobbs. The Eagle goes at the bottom of the net. Now it's going to be Las Cruces with the ball, inbounding with 3.4 remaining. Looks like it's going to be another timeout as we continue to slowly in this game. 67-66. Las Cruces in the lead over your JV Eagles. We'll be right back with the final seconds of this game, 3.4, I believe, if I remember correctly, right here on your No Mark Broadcast System. A quick foul from Hobbs as then we'll take Las Cruces back to the line again to shoot 2. Remember, there is no 1-and-1 anymore, so we don't have to worry about that. That means the Las Cruces can take a 3-point lead if they make both these shots. 24 is shooting for Las Cruces, JV. And his first one is an in and out. 2.8 remaining. They're going to have to, Hobbs is going to have to possibly take out that last timeout, draw up something really quickly, and be able to execute it. They'll need to get a 3-point shot. All they have to do is make it 2, possibly even get the 1 as well. And the second shot is also off the mark, and it is a 3-point shot that is off the mark. And that is the game. Final 67-66. Eagles lose by 1 to Las Cruces. That is the JV. Coming up in a moment, we'll tell you exactly when we're going to be starting the varsity game between your Hobbs Eagles and the Las Cruces Bulldogs right here on all your favorite stations. Again, for those who are just tuning in, that was the Hobbs JV going down to Las Cruces JV by the final score of 67-66. It's back and forth in the fourth quarter as well as in overtime. Hobbs losing that one just by 1 point. Hopefully that one will not be the same for your varsity team as they are taking on the 6-6 Las Cruces Bulldogs. We'll be coming up here in just a moment to let you know exactly when we get to start this thing. Yes, it is a little late, but that's all right. Sometimes people need to get a little extra time to get down here to enjoy these basketball games. Yeah, and the cold weather is not helping, I'm sure. Woo, especially since it's below freezing already, right? We'll be back in just a moment to let you know what's going on right here on Cool 95.7. Of course, that'd be on the Facebook page, on HobbsAmerican.com, and YouTube on the Hobbs Sports Channel.
Welcome live to Tasker Arena. It's time for Hobbs Eagle basketball. Live on the radio, Cool 95.7 on the internet, HobbsAmerica.com, the YouTube sports page, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page. Ty Friend, Ron Gunner with you tonight. Evie Stuber back at the station as your Hobbs Eagles finally getting back home after a 4-day road trip to the APS Metro Tournament in Albuquerque. Of course, the Eagles went 1-3 at that tournament. Last game that they finished up on Saturday, they played Hope Christian, the number 5 team in the 4A ranks. Lost to them in overtime, 77-72. And unfortunately, Ron, it was just the fourth quarter that, or the overtime, I should say, that done them in. They were outscored, was it 9-4, I believe, in that last little bit of time there, 4 minutes, and they put on the clock for the OT. So, unfortunately, Eagles did have some leads in that game, and this could not hold on for the victory. That has happened several times this season. Well, either a very close game before the fourth or Hobbs in the lead before the fourth, and unfortunately, the other team pulls out the W.
Yeah, and for whatever reason, it just seems like it just falls apart in the fourth quarter. Whether it be the mechanics or it's just the team gets better, the other team, the opponent gets better as it goes on. And it just seems like before you know it, you have a big deficit for you. And then before you know it, it is close. And sometimes even they have the lead at that point. And then you're scratching your head wondering what happened here. And how is it that Hobbs has lost the lead. But either way, they have to put that behind them. They have to learn from those mistakes, be able to move forward. They need to win their next 8 out of 10 games. Not an easy task for them if they want to get above 500. And a couple of them, Los Lunas and Cleveland, are not going to make it easy on them.
Even though they did lose to Hope Christian, they had 4 in double figures in that game Saturday. The leading scorer was Jairus Turbiates. He had a double-double, 17 points and 12 rebounds. Also a 7 of 8 from the free throw line, so great job for him in that contest. Other scoring from Malachi David, the other low-post player. He had 15 points and 6 rebounds. Those two guys doing a good job of asking for the basketball in the low post. Looks like they're warming up in that set right now, too. So I think Coach Reeves and Coach Ross have sat down and said, hey, let's do a little bit of a different look on our offense. They're starting to use those guys down low a lot more. Abraham Pena finished with 15 as well. He had 3 trays in the game, was perfect 2 for 2 on the line with the rebound, but he did foul out late in the fourth quarter. And Braylon Vega also with 3 3-pointers. He had 13 points in the contest. So those two guys, as usual, 1 and 2 normally on the scoring. That game, they're pretty close to their teammates. Hobbs doing a pretty decent job on the free throw line, too. 17 of 19 for 89%, their best numbers of the season. So, unfortunately, that didn't get them over the hump in terms of the W, but still a great job in that regard. Hobbs did manage 3 players in double figures for the APS Metro Tournament. Pena finished up 21.3 points out of the 4 games. Also was Vega, Braylon Vega with 12 points a contest, and Jairus Turbiates finished with 11.8, close to 12 points a game, was averaging up to close to 6 rebounds a contest as well, the top rebound man for the Hobbs Eagles. So Vega, Pena, and Turbiates combining for 44, about 45 points or so in that tournament per game. And definitely want to see those numbers continue in this contest. This Las Cruces team, 6-6 this season, Ron. They've been a team that like to make it to the championship game year after year. Didn't get there last year, lost in the first round of the playoffs. But they also got beat by the Hobbs Eagles, too. So they're trying to get themselves back on track and get over the 500 mark.
Exactly. They're also kind of struggling as well. In fact, they played Highland and did not do as well. They lost 75-46, a little bit bigger of a deficit than Hobbs had earlier in this season. But still, you cannot count this team out, even though they have a lot of youngsters on this team. They only have a couple, maybe 3 seniors playing for them. And Hobbs has a workout starting tonight, and they got to bring it in front of their home crowd.
Yeah, last year the Eagles went on the road to Las Cruces and beat the Dogs 69-64. Hobbs actually down at the half by 4, but in the third quarter outscored Las Cruces High 22-5 to get a 13-point lead. Although Las Cruces tried to get back in and outscoring the Eagles in the fourth quarter 23-15, but Hobbs holding on to that 5-point victory. Now, Michael Mackey was the top scorer for the Eagles. He had 25 points and 4 trays, but a couple of guys back on the roster this year did some good stuff. Pena scored 15 points, 5 rebounds, a hit, a tray. And Braylon Vega, he was just a freshman last year. He had 7 points and 2 3-pointers. So, of course, Pena and Vega back on the roster this year. And like you just mentioned a minute ago, Ron, not many people returning this team from last year. In fact, there was only one that got in the box score. That was Isaac Navarez. He'll be a starter tonight. He only had 4 points against the Eagles. But the team itself had 5 trays in a losing cause and were 7 of 14 from the free throw line. But Cruz and Carr, their top two scorers combining for 37 points, have graduated. They're two of the seniors that left. So this is kind of a rebuilding program for Coach Benjamin. Of course, his son plays for New Mexico Junior College here in Hobbs, Deuce Benjamin. Just had a game last night against Odessa College, so his dad was there in the front row. Comes to see his kid play in all the games here at home, at least here in Hobbs.
Right.
But, question mark was he going to leave Las Cruces High when his son graduated from high school? He did put in for one of the jobs up in Albuquerque over the summer, didn't get it, but he's back in Las Cruces.
And you know what? They need that experience, definitely. Hobbs, on the other hand, has the experience of being able to beat this team overall. Since 1958, 34-21 is the series, but it has not been good for Hobbs in the last 20 years. 8-11 in the last 19. In fact, it's been 7 out of 9 games have been lost with the Hobbs Eagles, as you mentioned just a moment ago, with the last win last year, 69-64. And Hobbs is struggling against this Las Cruces team overall, but this is the time to be able to step up, be able to learn what they've gotten from the APS tournament and also from the Hobbs Holiday Tournament, get that together and be able to play as a team offensively and defensively and get a victory here tonight to start them on the road back to 500.
And back on January 9th, they lost a close contest to Los Lunas. Los Lunas at the 10th spot in the Max Preps Bowl. Lost to them by 1 point. Very close ball game. Israel Navarez for Las Cruces. Actually, he wasn't the top scorer. It was Adrian Valderrama. He had 15 points for Las Cruces' cause. He converted on 6 different buckets and was 3 of 4 from the charity stripe. Ismael Navarez heated up with 10 points and was perfect on the line for Las Cruces, 6 of 6. Dominic Luttrell had 6 points for Las Cruces, and Joseph Brisby finished with 5. So only 2 guys got in double figures, but a low-scoring ball game. Again, just a 1-point win for Los Lunas, 37-36. In fact, Las Cruces doing a great job on the line, though. They are 9 of 10 from the charity stripe for 90% and hit 3 trays in that ball game in the losing cause. And again, Los Lunas ranked number 10th in the state currently, so they're a pretty tough team. Hobbs got them later this week, so that'll be interesting to see them here at Task Arena. In terms of numbers this season, right now Hobbs averaging 57.6 points a contest, but giving up 63, so about 5.5 points more on the other opponent's scoring than the Eagles do. For Las Cruces, they're only getting 51 points a game, about 6 less than the Eagles, but they're only giving up 50.5 a game. So playing some pretty decent defense, even though they are 6-6 at this point. And they've got a pretty good dose of games in terms of 5A opponents. I mean, they played, you mentioned Highland. Highland, one of the better teams in the state of New Mexico, blew them out double digits in that contest. And so that kind of hurt them a little bit. And they played several of the Albuquerque schools as well. Not as much of a bad road trip for Las Cruces to go up that other side of the state's interstate, get up there to the Duke City and get on some games there. But you notice they haven't played a lot of tournament action like the Eagles had. Hobbs has had 3 tournaments, one in Texas and one in Albuquerque, both with 4 games apiece. And then the Hobbs Holiday Tournament, there's 11 games right there against top-quality opponents.
And, as we mentioned before, throughout the years, sometimes it is hard to get these games scheduled, and so the easiest way, in most cases, is going to be a tournament. Plus, to me, I believe it's the most challenging. That's the reason why Hobbs has a 14.1 strength of schedule. Meanwhile, Las Cruces is sitting at 11.4. Not bad, but not 14.1, definitely. And Hobbs is definitely needing to get some victories to make that 14.1 look a little stronger.
Yeah, if you take a look at the starters in this game tonight, Hobbs has been kind of shifting that 5th spot in different positions. They're doing it again tonight. They will bring they were saying that Parker Henderson might not start, but I'm hearing other reports now. That was one of the guys I was thinking might have been moved around a little bit, so we're going to have to wait and see. Our last report was he wasn't going to start. Now I've been told he might, so we'll wait and see on that. But Malachi David and Jairus Turbiates are slated to start, the 2 low post players that we saw getting effective in that Hope Christian game. Abraham Pena, currently ranked 1st on the team in scoring, and Braylon Vega right behind him. He is their top 3-point shooter. Those are the top 5 for your Hobbs Eagles, coming in at 5-11. And for Las Cruces High, they've got Adrian Balderrama. He was the top producer against Los Lunas back on January 9th, their last game, 6-foot senior. Isaac Navarez, he also double-digited for Las Cruces, a 5'10" junior. Israel Navarez, one of their seniors at 5'11". And D'Angelo Flores also, or D'Angelo Collins, I should say, number 55, might be a starter here as well. And they're still getting their bookmark down at the table as we speak. So it's Las Cruces, 6-6, your Hobbs Eagles at 5-11. Home game here at Task Arena finally. And we'll be back in 30 seconds to get this one going on your Hobbs Eagle Network. Welcome back to Task Arena, the Hobbs Eagle school song going on right now after the national anthem. Ty Friend, Ron Gunner with you. Evie Stuber back at the station. Your Hobbs Eagles taking on Las Cruces High. Top scorer for the Eagles this season, Abraham Pena leading with 17.3 points a game. He's first in assists at 2.2 and first in steals at 1.5. Braylon Vega behind him with 10.3 points a game. His best stat outside of his scoring. He is actually rebounds, 2.3, so he definitely helps out in that cause, even though he is one of the guards that likes to shoot from the outside. Jairus Turbiatis, third in scoring at 7.3 a game. He had 3 double-digit scoring going on against in the APS Metro tournament this past week, really picking up his production. He's first in rebounds at 7 a game and second in steals behind Pena at 1.3. So those 3 are your top producers so far offensively. Hobbs is averaging 15.8 turnovers a ball game and just 5.8 steals, and those numbers are starting to get a little bit more of a gap there. The steals are kind of dropping a little bit. Turnovers are kind of getting a little bit lower. They've been about 16 and now dropping to 15.8. We got to start getting the screws tighten up there on the defense on the full court press.
Definitely get work on the defense, get those turnovers like you mentioned, also get the post inside, be able to draw some fouls and be able to get on the line. Work on your foul shots, and we're doing that earlier in the practice. So we're hoping that they've been improving slowly with their free throws, and we're continuing to hope that that will be one of those cases. Again, most of their games have been down to the wire, and all these extra points definitely count for something.
Eagles shooting 67% from the free throw line. If you look at the numbers there, a big disparity. Abraham Payne has had 85 free throw attempts, and the next closest guy to him and with actual opportunities on the line is down to about, 29. That is Vega. Braylon Vega's had 29 shot attempts and has hit 76% of his free throws. Those numbers got to increase. Some guys got to get some more penetration and just get your body high up in the air to try to draw that foul and hopefully get some free throws on top of it. But still, again, trying to help out Abraham Payne, who's been putting the team on his shoulder as much as he can, although Vega has had some great games of scoring, and we're starting to see, like we said, the emergence of Turbiatis the last few games.
Exactly, and it's been kind of sporadic as far as who comes up. Sometimes it's Henderson. David has had his moments from time to time. Hernandez even has a couple of threes from time to time as well, helps the cause for the Hobbs Eagles. Seamus Wright, I mean, you can look at any one of them, even Josiah Clay, when he gets hot from the three-point line, he is unstoppable. So we need to have those kind of shots going on. No hesitation. We need to go ahead and get in there, do what you need to do, and don't expect it to be waiting for you because it's never going to be created unless you create it yourself.
Las Cruces is 1-2 against the Hobbs Eagle District. They beat Roswell by 9, the number 20th ranked team in the state. Lost to number 18 Carlsbad by 6, and number 9 Clovis by 4. So this is the 4th and final team out of the Hobbs Eagle District that Las Cruces will face. They are 3-4 against 5A teams, having knocked off number 11 El Dorado. Also beat number 23 Cibola by 5. And Roswell, as we mentioned, they lost to Carlsbad, Clovis, Highland by 29, who's currently in the 4A at rank number 2. La Cueva, the number 16, beat him by 14. And, of course, this game now against the Hobbs Eagles. Get ready to start here. The blue uniforms for Las Cruces with the white numbers, red trim. The Eagles' white home uniforms, black numbers and gold trim. And Parker Henderson will start for the Eagles with Vega, Turbiatis, David, and Pena. And the jumper get to about 6 or 7 inches. Adrian Valderrama. It gets tipped into the backcourt. David will pick it up for the Eagles and get it back to Pena for the first possession of the ball game. Throws it across the timeline to Vega on the right wing. Holds it for just a second. Defender right on his shorts now. The dump down low to Henderson, right block. Turns and fires at Jay for the baseline and throws it through for 2. Quick shot for Henderson off the right base and scores. Hobbs up early, 7:40 left, first quarter. Inbound to the far sideline, hard pass across from Corey Patterson. Gets it down to the right block, back up top to Navarez. Navarez back to the timeline to Isaac Navarez. They got a couple of them in the game. Unloads to the right wing to Adrian Valderrama. Pass to the left corner. Navarez goes baseline with the runner off the left rim. No good. Pulled down by the left block by Payne, who gets stripped. Looked like he got ripped on that one. Shots put up on the right block and scored by Adrian Valderrama off the steal. So that first turnover of the ball game, we're tied at 2-2. 7:08 left in the first. Vega across the timeline with the pass to David, right corner. Uses the dribble up, returns to Vega right side, and again the yo-yo pass to David. Trying to post up Henderson, but throws it towards the baseline. It's ripped in the air by Joseph Brisby, turnover number 2. Brisby goes to the rack on the left with the reverse layup through the lane and scores. So now 4-2 the score after the Eagles' second turnover. 6:45 left first quarter. Long pass down the near sideline. On the right, brought across by David. Up top to Pena. Pena slides it left. Open is Vega for an NBA three. Rainbow jumper hits the back of the rim and over the backboard, out of bounds. They're going to say it was touched by Las Cruces. Coach Benjamin arguing with the official. Thought that went over the backboard and it should be his team's basketball. But I guess it came over the corner instead of the backs of the actual square there. Vega finds wide open Malik, or make that Turbiatas the J from the left corner, 18-footer, an air ball. Rebound on the right baseline, pulled down by Las Cruces by Israel Navarez. I've got to say Israel because Isaac is on the court as well, his brother, juniors and seniors on the court. Pass to the top of the arc to Isaac Navarez, to the right wing to Israel. I think I'll just stick with the first names. Finds Balderrama on the left wing with a jab step. Kicks it right side to Patterson. Moving the defense of the Eagles. Over to left wing to Brisby. Took a step, started to dribble, and they're going to call the travel. Took off with a quick feet that time. That's the first turnover for Las Cruces.
Yeah, Las Cruces has been in control so far in this game. Hobbs needs to rein it in and get back into it after 2 steals. And Hobbs is not looking good so far, but they still have plenty of time.
Coach Ross has already taken off his jacket, wearing a white turtleneck tonight on the baseline underneath the Eagles' defensive hoop. Down to Henderson on the right corner, a right block. Posting up David on the left block. Backs into his defender, flattens him. They call the charge. Kind of steamrolled over the top of the defender in the paint. That was Isaac Navarez on that left block. So that'll be a foul. Going against Malachi David, his first team foul against the Eagles. 4-2, Las Cruces by the right baseline in the backcourt. Ball passed to the left corner to Isaac Navarez. Gets a double team, slides into half court to Israel Navarez, top of the circle. Bounce pass right corner. Dribbled out of traffic is Balderrama, back out to the right perimeter. Coming back to get the ball, Isaac Navarez on the far side right. Couple lefty dribbles, backs up to the timeline. Screen up top from Israel Navarez. Slides to the near left sideline to Isaac Navarez. Uses up his dribble at the timeline. Kick it left to Balderrama at the elbow of the free throw line, left side. Over the right side of the free throw to Navarez. And to the right corner to Isaac Navarez. Kick it right wing to Balderrama. Drives the lane with a hippity hop. Gets sandwiched between Henderson and David that time. David tried to get him from behind. I think he just got the foul. Already 2 quick fouls on Malachi David and the second on the Eagles.
Yeah, and Hobbs still in it, but down by 2. But still, they need to clean it up, get back into it, and start using some pressure against this Las Cruces team.
Adrian Balderrama on the line. The first free throw attempt of the ball game for either team. First shot is up, and it is bouncing around the rim and comes off the backside. No good. Already a quick sub. Coach Ross got to go to the bench and bring onto the floor now Josiah Clay. Clay had a couple of impressive games at the APS Metro tournament, too. He had 9 and 4 in a couple of games and about 5 rebounds a contest as well. So doing some things coming off the bench for the Eagles. Had some starting time, too, at the APS. Second free throw, a lean shot, no good off the back of the rim, rolls out on the baseline. They're going to say it touched Henderson last, so it will be Las Cruces' ball on the left base. They lead 4-2 after missing 2 free throws from Balderrama. Inbounding is Isaac Navarez. Having some problems. The deflection on Pena for the baseline, picked up by Vega for the turnover. He dribbles in the left wing, gives it up top to Clay, stop and go. Back to Vega on the left side. Returns to Clay, top of the circle. He's going to back into his defender. Tough pressure by Corey Patterson. Stop and go to the right wing. Continues to the elbow. They're going to have a hold on the hip that time by Corey Patterson. Picks up his first personal and the first Bulldog team foul. This Las Cruces team is 4-3 on the road this season. Just one above 500, but 6-6 overall. Hobbs coming in at 5-11. Quick inbound to Payne at the time stripe on the near right in front of the Taskovich band. Dribbles through his legs. One hand pass to Clay in the corner right. He'll take a few dribbles and stop. Sails it high up top to Pena. Pena waits for a screen from Henderson. Drives the left elbow. Jumper on the way off the back of the rim. Turbiatas tries to volleyball it. It comes off his hands in the middle of the paint, but tipped off a Cruces player. It looked like it might have touched Israel Navarez. Eagle basketball on the right baseline. Trying to tie this ball game up with a 2-pointer if they can. Vega to inbound. Throws a hard one back up top to Pena. Fakes a tray with the jab step. Over to Vega right side. Drives baseline, gets bumper card. Runner shot of the way, coming down the left block, or right block. It scores with a swish. Vega's first bucket, 4-4 your score. 4:30 left in the first. Stop and go dribble across the timeline for Navarez. Kick left wing. 3 on the way for Isaac Navarez. Off the right rim. Pulled down by Henderson, but throws the pass on the transition hard out to the near right sideline and slams into Clay out to the Hobbs Eagles student section for the turnover.
Yeah, Clay was not ready for that pass, definitely, but at least, he got the rebound now. We just got to clean it up and be able to get those possessions to count for something.
Third turnover for the Eagles. We're still tied at 4. The inbound of the time stripe to Navarez in the front court. Wrap around up top to Christian Flores, who just checked in. Over to left wing to Brisby. I was going to say Frisbee there. Jab step, drives down the right side of the lane, goes back door, lean and shoot for D'Angelo Collins, and the ball swatted out of bounds as Turbiatis and Henderson in the area that time. The two big boys putting a little bit of pressure on that drive to the hole.
And as you notice, they started off with tall ball to see if that may give them a bit of a difference. So far, not much of a result as of yet.
Isaac Navarez on the right base to inbound for Las Cruces underneath their hoop, tied at 4. Bounce it into the right block. Dribble to the lane and a shot, fade away, air ball left to the rim. Flores missed everything. Rebound by Turbiatis, his first. Outlet to Pena across the timeline, up top to Vega. Pivots, goes to his right hand off the dribble on the near side, posting up Turbiatis on the right block. Spinning to the baseline, ran over his defender, no call. Throws up a shot, out balance, no good. Goes up again with 2 hands on the right side and gets nailed hard from behind. Ball sails away from the rim, but he'll get 2 free throws. He got away with running over his defender that time first, though, I think.
He may have had his feet shuffling. You never know. But, yeah, it's possible that there was a charge that did not get called. Either way, Hobbs has 2 on the line. See if they get the lead for the first time.
Team is at 67% this season. Jairus Turbiatis at 63%, 15 of 24 from the line. First shot's up and swish. He was 7 of 8 against Hope Christian on Saturday morning. Has 1 point now, 3 scorers so far for the Eagles. They lead for the first time 5-4. He'll get 1 more here. 3:51 left first quarter. Trying to extend the lead to 2 and does so with another swish. So 2 points now for Turbiatis off free throws. 6-4 your score, 3:51 remaining. In the first, inbound to the near left baseline to Isaac Navarez. Throws it across right wing to Flores. Throws a 3 up off the back of the rim. Henderson pops high in the air for the rebound. Left block. That's his second rebound. Outlet far sideline to Pena, left wing. Now in the front court, off the dribble. Stop and go, crossover, spots up a 3 left side, hard off the front of the rim. Ball loose on the baseline right and pulled down for Las Cruces by Isaac Navarez. Dribbles through his legs, midcourt against Pena. Pena giving a little bit of a bump, handoff near side left to Brisby, drives the lane. Kick it down left corner to Navarez and sets it retop to Corey Patterson. Actually, correction, that's Brisby back at the midline. To the right wing. To Luttrell, to the free throw line, left to Flores. Returns back to the right side guard, Navarez. Unloads to the right corner, driving baseline, Luttrell down the lane, misses the shot off the front of the rim. A battle for the 3 Hobbs Eagles on the basketball, brought down by Josiah Clay. Down the court to Turbiatis, jump stop underneath the hoop, and he shuffles his feet trying to save it to himself. Looked like Coach Benjamin for Las Cruces made the call first, and the official obliges him with the travel.
Yeah, it looked like he had a great opportunity to get under the basket and be able to score, but as you said, shuffled those feet and ended up being a turnover for Hobbs.
Kind of a long pass that time, just trying to keep it inbounds the best he could. Inbound for Las Cruces, left corner back court, Corey Patterson. Gets through traffic, unloads to Navarez, front side. Long pass down to the left corner, was deflected. Luttrell back to the left wing, 3 on the way for Israel Navarez, nothing but net. First tray of the game for Las Cruces, who now lead 7-6. 2:38 left first quarter. Quickly in the front court, weaving through traffic. Pena coming down the right side of the lane with a major scoop shot over 3 defenders that time. Caught him sleeping and lays it in for 2 on the right. He's got his first bucket. 8-7, Eagles by 1. And now we got to travel in the backcourt of the inbound to the far right sideline to Patterson. He shuffled his feet trying to throw it back to his teammate cross court left and pays the price with his 3rd Las Cruces turnover.
Hobbs defense is causing a little confusion for this Las Cruces Bulldogs team, and it is paying off for Hobbs. They are back under the basket again. Maybe they get another shot opportunity right here.
Josiah Clay will inbound from the left base underneath the Eagles hoop with a 1-point lead here in the first. 2:24 remaining. Gets it into left wing to Caceres, who just checked in. Hand off to Turbiatis, spins, pivoting. Back to Clay on the left side. He'll back it out, fires up an NBA 3 from the left perimeter. Off the back of the rim, we got a smash down on the floor. Looks like the Eagles get a rebounding foul as Turbiatis gets a little rough in there. And he's going to get the foul. Actually, no, I think they call that against Parker Henderson instead. That's Parker's first personal. And the third team foul. Henderson going to take a seat and checking in for him. Javen Hernandez seeing his first action. Going to play some full court pressure defense as Hernandez had to jog the whole court to get into that position he's in to try to block the inbound. They do get it into half court to Patterson. Drives the left side of the lane, spins out of the traffic, and returns back deep at the timeline to Navarez. Guarded by Caceres for the Eagles. Crossover move to the right wing. The handoff to Patterson. Right side. Kicks it back down right corner to Navarez. One hand's at top of the circle to Israel Navarez. He'll back it out to the timeline. Good defense by Pena on his shorts. Unloads right side to Luttrell. Up top to Navarez. Coming back to get it is Patterson on the right wing. Fakes it three. Finds Collins on the left elbow. Down to the left corner. Three on the way for Navarez off the back of the rim. Rebound underneath by Luttrell. Gets his shot blocked. It's loose. Rolls up top of the circle. Sliding on the chest is Pena. The ball still loose. And we got bodies flopping everywhere. Turbiotis goes to the floor. Slip and slide with D'Angelo Collins for Las Cruces, and finally they blow the whistle. Bodies are untangling now, top of the circle. Looks like the arrow for the jump ball going to go back to Las Cruces. So lots of floor burns after that scrimmage.
Yeah, a lot of hustle out there, but for not, as Hobbs was trying to get that ball reined in, just couldn't do it. Ended up being a jump ball, and it is Las Cruces once again.
Inbound of the backcourt to Patterson, and he'll hand it off to his guard, Isaac Navarez. Taking on Clay across the timeline. One hand bounce pass to the left wing to Balderrama. Crossover move, jab step, unloads left wing to Collins. Dribbles up top with a pass to Navarez after that and unloads right wing to Luttrell. Over to left side to Patterson. Wrap around to the right wing to Collins, fires a three, fadeaway, ricochets out of the rim, no good. Rebound Josiah Clay, his second, 1:08 left in the quarter. Hobbs up by one here in the first, unloads to the Caceres. Back to Clay in the front court near right. At the perimeter now, dribbling through his legs against the defense of Balderrama. Over to left wing to Pena. Pena wants to see some rotation, backs it out to the scores table through his legs, stop and go. Comes to the left elbow, pivots, throws it back door to Turbiotis, reverse layup right, no good. To clean up is Hernandez, double clutch off the left glass, puts it through on the putback. Javen Hernandez with a bucket and a rebound. 10-7, Eagles' biggest lead now is 3 here at Tasker. 35 seconds left in the quarter opener. Long pass down to Balderrama, goes to the rack on the right side, double clutch, leaning into Turbiotis. They're going to say he wasn't set. They call the foul on Turbiotis. Ball missed off the glass there. That'll be his first 4th-team foul. And Las Cruces going back to the line, currently 0 for 2 from the charity stripe as a team.
Hobbs has not been fouling so much in this first quarter, which is great. In fact, they're one away from bonus. As I say so, of course, Las Cruces on the line with that shot.
First free throw is up and good. Putting it through the hole. Balderrama now 1 of 3 from the line. He leads with Navarez, both with 3 so far. Eagles have had 5 scorers, and all of them with 2. Vega, Pena, Hernandez, Turbiotis, and Henderson. Subs coming in for Las Cruces. On the floor, Israel Navarez as he checks in for Dominic Luttrell. One more shot for Adrian Balderrama. Trying to get his team down by 1 here with the second made free throw, which is good. He's got 4 points, 2 for 4 on the line, 10-9. Hobbs by 1, 31 seconds left in the quarter. Bad pass to half court, stolen by Patterson, turnover 5 for the Eagles. He loses in the lane, picked up. Double clutch for Joseph Brisby towards the rack, no good. Gets his own rebound, goes back up on the right side of the rim and misses again, but he's pushed in the back. Nobody blocking out Brisby. Now he's going to get an opportunity for some free throws now.
Hobbs out of position on that one, just could not get back in on defense without fouling. And that's unfortunate because now it could be a lead for Las Cruces with these 2 points.
Braddock Beatty the foul, 5th on the Eagles, double bonus, 23 seconds left in the quarter. First shot is in and out, no good for Brisby. So Las Cruces now 2 of 5 from the charity stripe for 40%. Eagles perfect, 2 for 2. Trying to tie it up here for the Bulldogs. Brisby. Second shot off the back of the rim, no good. It's kind of straight-legged at that time. Rebound for Pena on the left block. Pena's second rebound. Dribbles into the front court with 15 seconds. Gets a double screen from Hernandez and Caceres. Over to the right corner to Vega. Uses up a dribble, has a man wide open. Hernandez double clutch on the right glass and scores. Got his defender high in the air first with a good head fake and puts it down for 2. 2 buckets now for Hernandez, 4 points. 12-9 Eagles. At the other end of 3 from the right corner for Brisby at the buzzer. Clinks out the front of the rim, no good. At the end of 1, your Hobbs Eagles leading 12-9 over Las Cruces High here at Tasker Arena. We'll take a 60-second break and come back on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Welcome back to Hobbs Eagle basketball right here on Cool 95.7 as well as on the internet. We're here at Tasker Arena. We have a first quarter ending 12-9. Eagles up on Las Cruces, and here's Ty Friend with a call.
Eagles with 5 scores so far, led by Hernandez's 4, 2 apiece for Vega, Pena, Turbiatis, and Henderson. Their ball, the pass over to left wing to Vega, fires up at 3 at the start and puts it through the rack. Vega with 5 points, the first tray of the game for the Eagles, now leading 15-9 by 6, their biggest lead of the contest. Leader for the Las Cruces Bulldogs, Adrian Balderrama with 4, 3 for Israel Navarez, and 2 for Brisbane. And we got a turnover in the front court, shuffling of the feet, and you can hear the Taskovich band playing some nice little sound effects to get in the skin of the Dogs with another turnover, their 4th.
Hesitation was right there, and you just could not figure out what he was going to do. It was too late traveled.
Eagles out-rebounded Las Cruces 9-4 in the first quarter. Shot 2 for 2 on the line. 2 of 6 for Las Cruces. 5 turnovers for the Eagles, 4 for the Dogs. Payne with the basketball in the front court left wing. Up top to Caceres. Over to right side to Vega. Throw a high one down to Turbiatis. Double team against him. Turns right to the baseline. Kick it back up top to Caceres. To Payne in the left corner. Trying to move the D. Drives baseline. Got his knee kind of buckled under a little bit. Lost the ball, and it goes out on the base left side for the turnover, number 6. And he's wearing that big sleeve on that left leg there. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but you can just see that knee kind of buckling there, and then just lost the ball.
Yeah, but looks like it, well, there's some confusion on who's got it, but
they're going to switch the possession. The back official calls it for Hobbs, and Coach Benjamin not a happy camper. Eagle ball underneath the hoop. Into Pena left corner, fakes it 3, dribbles to the right, and then fires an 18-footer off the back of the rim. No good. Turbiatis with the rebound right side. Double clutch over the rim and count it, and the foul. Turbiatis with 4 points and 3 rebounds now to lead the Eagles' cause on the glass. And a chance for that 3-point play. He's also perfect on the stripe so far, 2 for 2, and that's all the free throws yet for the Eagles until now.
And that's what we need Turbiatis to do, clean up the glass, be able to get back that second chance shot and draw the foul, but unfortunately he did not make it count.
Hard shot at the back of the rim on the free throw. Rebound in the deep right corner for Las Cruces by Joseph Brisby, his second. Outlet to the timeline to bring it across. Isaac Navarez, stop and go against Hernandez on the right wing. No look pass over to right to Brisby. Brisby up top to Patterson. Kick it to the left wing to Navarez. Gets a screen, drives to the free throw line, fires up a J over Turbiatis. Back of the rim, no good. Rebound, Pena sky high for left block. His 3rd rebound. Stop and go dribble now in the front court as he takes on Balderrama to the top of the arc. Unloads to Vega right wing. Cross court left to Caceres. Bounce it low to Turbiatis left block. Cross court right to Pena. He'll hold it outside of the near right wing. Back down to Hernandez in the right block. Spins right. Fadeaway jumper for the baseline. Nothing but net. Javen Hernandez got a game going here tonight. 6 points and a rebound. 19-9. The biggest lead is 10 for the Eagles. Going to the other end. A jump stop. Left block. Patterson runs into his defender, Turbiatis, holding his head. It might have hit the floor there. I think they're going to call a block foul on Turbiatis that time, and he got the worst of the deal. Back of the head hit the hardwood.
Yeah, unfortunately, it didn't look like he had his feet set, but otherwise it would have been a great charge if he would have taken it. However, it's all for naught. He had to bump his head for that one, and hopefully it isn't too bad as Las Cruces is going to the line to shoot 2.
Few cat calls from the Hobbs Eagle fans here at Tasker Arena tonight as Patterson will step up for the Bulldogs. They are 2 of 6 from the line, 33%, and bricks it off the front of the rim, so not doing very good free throw shooting are these blue and red white squad here. But he will get one more, Will Patterson, trying to get himself in the scorebook as well. That was Turbiatis' second personal, by the way, first team foul.
Yeah, but we're starting to understand why they're 6 and 6 for the season so far.
Lyric Soria checks in for the Eagles, first time tonight. Second shot's a swish, put through by Patterson. It looks like Las Cruces wants a timeout. 19-10, your Eagles by 9. 6:09 left, second quarter. We'll come back in 30 seconds on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, Cool 95.7's Facebook page, and on the radio at Cool 95.7.
We are back as action continues. 6:09 remaining in the second quarter. Eagles up 19-10, and with the call here is Ty Friend.
Eagles took the timeout, and now they're going to spread the court against a 1-2-2 full court pressure. Vega has it on the near sideline backcourt, throws it across to Soria. Double team against him on the left. Underhands at Hernandez, left block. Alley-oop backdoor. Turbiantes comes down with it, goes up, is rejected. Pulled down by Corey Patterson for Las Cruces. Wasn't quite sure what he's going to do with the ball, kind of over his head that time, and just kind of plucked at it. Take it across the timeline, Isaac Navarez. Kicks it back up top to Balderrama. Swing it to the left wing. It's a perimeter passing now to Isaac Navarez. Comes down the lane. Tried to group the ball up in his hands there and lost control. Sails out of his hands to the baseline. And it'll go out of bounds. 5th turnover for Las Cruces.
Still not a whole lot, but it is hurting the Las Cruces Bulldogs here.
Soria with the basketball near the timeline. Double team. Throws it across to Vega. To the left corner to Hernandez. Returns to Vega. NBA 3 wide open. Off the back of the rim, though. Chased down by Caceres on the right sideline. His first board. Cross court left to Vega. Dribbling behind his back. Finds Caceres at the top of the circle. Backs it out to the timeline. Through his legs now at the Hobbs Eagle logo. Spins. Backs it out again. Over to Soria, but Soria was cutting towards the lane, and he threw it behind him towards the right sideline, out of bounds. That's turnover number 7. We can't play this tit-for-tat game.
No.
We had a 10-point lead just seconds ago, but now Las Cruces is getting the benefit of the doubt with these givebacks.
Yeah, and Hobbs a little tentative, too tentative. I liked it when they were aggressive. They need to get back to that tact.
A lot of perimeter passing for Las Cruces. Now in the front court is Collins. He unloads to the left wing to Navarez, to the top of the arc, driving Soria down the lane. Hook shot off the front of the rim, wanted a foul, not going to get it. Turbiantes rips it down on the right block for his 4th rebound to lead both teams. To the timeline to Vega. One-hand shot down to the right corner to Caceres, up top to Vega, returns to Caceres on the right wing. Cross court left again to Vega, backs it out near the scorer's table. Uses up his dribble, though. Coming back to get it, it's Caceres at the Eagle logo. Over to left wing to Vega, posting up. Hit Hernandez on the left elbow, up top to Caceres for 3, and swishes it. Jordan Caceres getting off the bench for a tray. That's the second tray of the game for the Eagles, who now lead by 12, 22-10, their biggest lead. Bad pass at half court is loose. Las Cruces gets buckled. Somebody fell on the back of the knees of Isaac Navarez. That was Hernandez, and you could see the kid writhing in pain. His whole body kind of went the other direction. Knees got bent, and his back and head went the other direction, and that'll be a foul on Hernandez. Also the second team foul for the Eagles. Nothing Hernandez could have done. He just was on the floor and kind of just fell into the guy's legs, and bad reaction there. 22-10, Hobbs by 12 with 4:10 left in the half. Coming across the timeline on the crossover, Navarez hands it off on the right wing to Collins. Drives the right lane, double clutch, goes through 2 defenders. They're going to say he traveled. Yeah, when you try to run through 2 defenders like that, you might get a foul call once in a while, but if you kind of stumble as you go through, you're going to get that travel.
Exactly, especially if you're trying to get around him and you're not quite remembering to dribble. It looked pretty good, except for that fact that he did travel.
Kind of put his head down, way low to the floor. A couple of passes, Eagles get across the timeline. Get it to Malachi David, left block, goes up high and flicks it off the glass for 2. Had about 3-inch differential on his defender that time. That was Balderrama. So in the books now, David. 24-10, a steal at half court by Vega. Goes to the rack, is stripped from behind on the left side, double clutch. Good swat at the ball by Iris. That will be a turnover, though, for Las Cruces. Their 7th. Eagle basketball on the left base after the block shot. Nobody's coming to get the ball, and finally, referee almost started counting, and Vega comes to get it. Left baseline. High one into Pena, left wing, back to Vega. Nobody guarding him. Here's a rainbow 3 off the left side. No good. Rebound by Turbiantes on the right block, his 5th. Throws it to David coming down the pike. He goes to the rack hard on the right and is fouled as the ball goes up straight in the air. He'll get 2 free throws. Eagles doing a good job of their big man looking for each other underneath.
Yeah, something that Hobbs did over the tournament, they've been doing it more, setting up their post player, being able to get him those sort of alley-oop throws and be able to get those easy buckets. Sometimes they drop and sometimes they don't, but either way, you can almost always guarantee that there's going to be a foul.
David missed his first free throw. They called that one on Isaac Navarez, first team foul as well. David came into the game shooting 54%, 7 of 13 from the stripe, now 7 of 14, down to 50%. He'll get one more to make it 3 in the books, and he does. He gets it. 3 points now for David, 25-10. Eagles now the biggest lead at 15. 3:30 left in the half. Dribbling up the court is Collins on the far right side in the front court, taking on Turbiantes. Stop and go to the right wing. Lost the ball off his knee, picks it up. Throws it back to the timeline to Navarez, and Caceres lost his balance and kind of ran into him. Didn't mean to, but is going to get the foul. His first, 3rd team foul. And it will be Las Cruces basketball far right sideline in front of the scores table.
And we've been seeing a whole lot more action from Jordan Caceres, and seeing him, he's actually getting really strong in his presence.
Inbound to the backcourt to bring it across is Navarez, guarded by Caceres, drives the middle of the paint, bounce pass back door, not ready for it, fumbling it off his fingertips and clapping his hands after he knew he should have had it. Israel Navarez for the turnover. The ball sails to the baseline, the 8th turnover for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, the opportunity was under the basket. He was able to get it in there, but instead, like you said, he lost that pass and it went out of bounds.
Vega chucks it across the timeline to Pena at the left elbow, dumps it over to David, left corner. Eagles kind of out of sync on offense. To Vega on the right wing. Uses up his dribble, returns to Pena at the timeline right. Coming up to defend him is Joseph Brisby. One-hand pass to Turbiante's right block, back it into his defender. Now a double team against him. Flicks it up top to Pena, making a left three on the way. Fade away off the back of the rim. Vega tries to pull it down from the right block as he comes on with the hand. Underneath him, punching out of bounds, was D'Angelo Collins for Las Cruces, so Hobbs will retain possession on the right base. And coach going to go to the bench to bring in Josiah Clay coming in for Turbiantes, and also on the court, the big man, 6'11", Parker Henderson. He'll line up on the right block underneath the hoop, waiting for the inbound. Caceres to throw it in. 2:44 left in the half. Quick throw into Vega, right corner, fires a three off the back of the rim. Rebound by David at the free throw line. Goes up with his left hand, reverse left side, and scores. David with his 5th point of the ball game and first rebound. 27-10. The biggest lead is 17. Quickly in the front court, Isaac Navarez, shot from the left elbow, gets hit in the head from behind. Out of control that time. Josiah Clay did not get in a defensive position in front of him and takes him off by the neck from behind.
And that looks like that could be the 5th foul, putting the Bulldogs in bonus.
Actually, number 4, they're going to call that a shooting foul. 4th on the Eagles, and that will be the first on Clay. On the line, Isaac Navarez, first free throw's up and swish. They are now 4 of 9 from the charity stripe. Are the Bulldogs down by 16, though.
Held only 2 points in this quarter. That is amazing. Wasn't even paying attention to that. Meanwhile, Hobbs has 15.
And one of those points from Navarez's free throw, there's number 3 now as he gets his second one to go through as well. So 2 out of the 3 points here in the second quarter for Las Cruces has been at the free throw line. Timeout on the court, 2:28 left here in the second. Hobbs 27, Las Cruces 12, back in 30 on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Your Hobbs Eagles up with a double-digit lead, 27-12 over Las Cruces here on a Tuesday night. Ty Friend, Ron Gunner, Evie Stuber back at the station. Your Eagles definitely have a good coasting atmosphere here in the first half of action. So far, they are 3 of 5 from the charity stripe, 7 turnovers, a couple of three-point shots. And it is Hobbs basketball. The underhand inbound to Henderson near right side. A bad pass back in the lane, taken away and laid up and in for Las Cruces by Corey Patterson. He's got 3 points. That was the 8th Eagle turnover. 27-14, Hobbs by 13. Up the near sideline after the inbound, Clay underhands it ahead to Henderson. Steiner steps ahead before going up for the dunk and a travel. Forgot about the dribble that time, and he's going to pay the price as the official right there to get him.
Yeah, tried to get it on the basket, just waited for the player to get by him, and that makes sense, but unfortunately didn't dribble before he took the shot. 9
turnovers for the Eagles and 8 for Las Cruces. Bulldogs basketball in the front court, pass to Navarez right wing. Up top to Isaiah Vallejos. He goes to rack left side, lays it up high off the rim, no good. Rebound by Malachi David. His second board, takes it over to the far left side and unloads to Caceres. To Clay in the front court on the right wing, stop and go. Lost it off his knee, spins to the near sideline and got bodied up. Double team on top of him that time. Joseph Brisby and Isaiah Vallejos. We'll see which one gets the foul. Both of them kind of throwing hips at him that time. That'll be against Brisby, his second team foul. Hobbs will have it on the near right sideline. Inbounding will be Clay.
Shows 2, but.
And on the court, going to be Pena checking in for Caceres and getting a nice round of applause. Good time there for Jordan Caceres, who hit a tray. Clay will throw a high one down to Henderson, jumps over 2 defenders and goes up. They're going to say he must have bodied somebody up or something. Guy's got a little bit crunched down underneath them. They called a foul on Henderson. Hobbs Eagle fans don't like that, penalizing the big guy for just waiting for the ball. His second 15 foul. It was an offensive foul, so it won't be free throws yet, but double bonus coming up for Las Cruces, and Henderson will take a seat. And coming in for him, Turbiatis. Full court pressure defense for the Eagles. On the right baseline to inbound is Navarez. Gets it in to Isaac Navarez, drives to the right elbow of the front court, and then spins out of the traffic back to the timeline. Guarded by Turbiatis. A bounce pass to the right wing to Israel Navarez and gives it back to Isaac. On the right wing as he backs it out with the dribble again to the timeline. Guarded by Vega. At the scorer's table, crossover move, screened by Israel Navarez, using his brother's help to the left wing and a jump stop. Back deep to Israel Navarez. Flicks it back to the timeline to Brisby. Brisby looks back at Coach Benjamin at the other baseline from the logo. Kick it to the right wing to Navarez. Cross court left to Vallejos. Back door and waiting for the ball, laying it up on the left side, Corey Patterson. He's got 5, all coming in the second quarter. 11-point Eagle lead. Long ball down to Turbiatis, left baseline. Back door to Malachi David, who goes up high over the right rim and pushes it through for 2. David now, all 7 of his points in the second quarter. 29-16, Eagles by 13. Quickly, Las Cruces in the front court. Patterson, bounce pass down the lane. Trying for a reverse layup to the left to right. Isaiah Vallejos gets bodied up. We'll see if they're going to call this a shooting foul. It doesn't matter. It's already 6 fouls, so double bonus regardless. See if they get the foul here on this one. That will be the Eagles' 16 fouls I mentioned. And they'll charge that one to Abraham Pena, his first personal. So time for free throws for Isaiah Vallejos trying to get in the scorebook. Las Cruces have had 5 scores so far. Eagles 7. First shot's a swish for Vallejos. They are 6 of 11 from the charity stripe so far. One more for Vallejos. He is good. He's got 2 points off the line, 29-18. Eagles by 11. 43 seconds left here in the first half. Clay gets it in left corner to Pena. Double team, tries to get through with the dribble and gets bodied up by Patterson and Vallejos, and the foul.
Yep,
that's
Patterson. 2 ones.
Yeah, Patterson's second personal, 3rd team foul. The board's got 4. So 1 away from the double bonus. Inbound to Clay back at the baseline. He's going to go one-on-one against Brisby and unloads to Pena. Pena by himself as he comes across the timeline. A switch off as Brisby will pick him up. Lost the ball off his knee, regains it on the left wing. Head fake, falls to the floor again, and picked away for Las Cruces in the paint by Vallejos. Eagles 10 turnover. He goes with a stutter step back to the left block and lays it up with a double clutch and scores. Vallejos with 4 points. And now whistle on the baseline. The Eagles going to call timeout. Coach Ross does not want to see any more giveaways here before the half. Already a single-digit lead for the Eagles was whittled down from as high as 17 here in the second quarter. 17.5 remaining in the second. Hobbs 29. Las Cruces 20. Back in 30 on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Get close to halftime here at Tasker Arena. Your Hobbs Eagles lead 29-20, and Coach Ross calls a timeout there. Eagles are getting up a couple of buckets off bad passes on the transition, trying to break the press, and you don't want to see you start to lose at your game that you've had all these years to beat people at the press, and now you're starting to lose some points in the press.
Yeah, and you want to get those, maintain those points, especially at halftime, so that way you don't have to work as hard during the third and fourth quarters. If you get, if Las Cruces comes back and makes the lead less than 10, then it's a little easier for Las Cruces to come back, and Hobbs does not want to have that problem for the second half.
Eagle basketball on the baseline of the backcourt, inbound to Turbiatis left sideline. Lost the ball as he went up in the air. It rolls to the half-court line. Las Cruces picks it away, 11th turnover. In the hands of Navarez on the right wing, gets a screen up top by Israel Navarez, throws up a 3 off balance, hits the front of the rim, no good. Caceres with the rebound on the near right sideline, his second. Bad pass in the backcourt, a steal and a 3-point shot at the buzzer, just barely misses. Joseph Brisby got the pick off. So the Hobbs Eagles not ending on a very smart note there. No. 12 turnovers as they head to the half, but still they lead Las Cruces 29-20 here at halftime. Back in 3 minutes on Cool 95.7 on the radio, HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page on the internet. Welcome back to halftime here at Task Arena. Ty Friend, Ron Gunner, and Evie Stuber with you. Jessica Friend on the scoreboard tonight as your Hobbs Eagles lead over Las Cruces 29-20. And Ron, game has been pretty much in the Eagles' hands through much of that second quarter, although towards the end, a couple of turnovers, Las Cruces taking advantage of that. But Hobbs lead as big as 17, but now it's down to that single digit.
Yeah, they were holding them down to 3 points, all of them on free throws, but then, of course, Las Cruces coming back slowly and being able to get back to a 9-point deficit. That is something that Hobbs did not want to entertain at all during the halftime, especially since they've only got 29 points themselves, and they wanted to get at least 20 points a quarter. Not doing that at all. Going to have to step it up if they're going to get their average back. So far, neither one of these teams looks like they may get their average. About 53 is what Las Cruces has. Hobbs similar on that point. A little bit more, I think, as far as about 1 point more on the average. But, yeah, they 57.6, my bad. So, yes, Hobbs needs to get into it, get their offense started, get their defense clicking, of course, be able to give them more opportunities, and definitely get those foul shots. They need to work on those as well.
Let's look at the numbers in the first half. First of all, for Las Cruces, as they currently have 20 points on the scoreboard. Again, that doesn't look like numbers that a coach is going to be happy with, but you know, Coach Benjamin's had some pretty good success with his Las Cruces teams over the years, especially heading to the state championships, as he has done quite a bit. Their top scorer, nobody close to double digits, by the way. Corey Patterson, all 5 of his points in the second quarter. He's the leading scorer, 1 of 2 from the line and a rebound. Isaiah Vallejos has 4 points, all coming in the second quarter, 2 for 2 on the line. Adrian Balderrama with 4 points, and those were all in the first quarter. He was 2 for 4 from the charity stripe. Israel Navarez hit the only 3-pointer for the Bulldogs. He has 3. Joseph Brisby, 2 points, 0 for 2 on the line with 2 rebounds. So they have had 6 scores in the first half. They went 7 of 12 from the charity stripe for 58%, had 8 turnovers, and were out-rebounded at the hands of the Hobbs Eagles in that first half, 17-6. For your Hobbs Eagles, nobody in double digits yet, but starting to get close. Malachi David with 7 points, all coming in the second quarter. He had 2 rebounds and was 1 of 2 from the charity stripe. Javen Hernandez had 6 points with some great bench work coming on the court for the Eagles. Braylon Vega with 5 points, including one of the Eagles' 2 trays. Jairus Turbiatis with 4 points. He went 2 for 3 from the line and had 5 rebounds. Jordan Caceres had a tray for 3 points and 2 boards. Abraham Pena with the bucket, 2 points and 3 rebounds. And Parker Henderson with 2 points and 2 boards as well. 7 scores for the Eagles in the first half. They went 3 of 5 from the line for 60%. They had 4 more turnovers in Las Cruces, a lot of those coming at the end of the second, total of 12 now. 2 3-pointers as well. And again, we mentioned they out-rebounded Las Cruces 17-6. Turbiatis, the leader, with 5, 3 for Pena, and 2 apiece for Clay, David, and Henderson. Eagles were up just by 3 at the end of the first, 12-9. Ended up outscoring Las Cruces 17-11 in the second quarter. Ron, your keys for the Hobbs Eagles to try to increase this lead of 9 at the half.
I think they need to use that experience that they have against this inexperienced team, be able to get in there and force them to take shots. Of course, get the defense started up, be able to get some turnovers for the offense, get some quick turnaround points in the backcourt for them. And you know what? If they can do that, I think they can get this victory, especially if anything else, just go ahead and put Las Cruces on the line. They've been struggling on that so far. Don't want to tempt them, but it is still something that Las Cruces has had troubles with. So if anything else, keep them on the line, see if they have to force themselves to get those charity stripes. And meanwhile, Hobbs, just keep pressing the accelerator, get on defense, and work your offense as well.
Also a heartbreaking loss for the Hobbs JV tonight. Lost by 1 point in overtime to Las Cruces. And they did have a last-second shot, couldn't get it to drop, but still a very exciting game between those 2 teams. And you also mentioned Carlsbad and Lovington played tonight, too.
Exactly. In the third quarter, it was 27. Carlsbad was up on Lovington, and it looked like it was a timeout going on. So it is also one of those very slow, very melodic Carlsbad games that you expect to see. Not a lot of scoring going on from either side, as it is all about the just the slow down consistency that Carlsbad loves so much.
What was the score on that one again?
27-20. Carlsbad was in the lead in the third quarter. That was the last I checked.
Yeah, very similar to the score we have here. At halftime, Hobbs 29, Las Cruces 20. We'll be back in about 90 seconds to get the second half started here at Task Arena. You're live on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Welcome back to Tasker Arena. Time for round 2 here. Second half action. Your Eagles lead Las Cruces 29-20. Hobbs at 5-11 this season. Las Cruces at 6-6. Of course, the Eagles with 3 big tournaments so far this year. They went to the Gene Messer there in outside of Lubbock. Went to the APS Metric Tournament last week and the Hobbs Holiday Tournament. So lots of games there. 11 total at tournaments. I think Las Cruces has been to 1 tourney this year. It's going to be the Bulldogs basketball trailing by 9 at half court here in the third quarter. Inbounding is Joseph Brisby. Gets it into the right wing to Navarez. And coming back to get on the zigzag is Brisby. Kicks it down right corner to Patterson. Slings it back towards the timeline to Navarez. Comes back to the right side, underhands to Brisby. Or actually make that Patterson. Top of the circle off the dribble, backs it out to the logo. Comes back to the right side and another handoff to Navarez. Drives to the free throw line, backing it out with the dribble. Kicks it up top to Navarez, Israel Navarez. To the left wing, to Abraham Balderrama. Jab step. To Brisby at the top of the circle. Turbiata stepping out on him. Unloads to Patterson on the left wing. Up top to Isaac Navarez. A lot of perimeter passing going on. Gives it off to Navarez on the left wing. Back up top to Balderrama with the jab step. Dump it in the paint to Brisby. Turnaround jumper rejected by Vega from behind. It knocks off the leg of Brisby out of bounds. Good job for Vega just to stand his ground there, not to move his arms around, just kind of wait for it to come hit the basketball.
Exactly. Showed a lot of patience on that one.
High inbound to Pena, top of the arc of the backcourt. Returns back deep to Vega. And again to Pena on the near left. Gets a double team in the backcourt. This 10-second count is on. Helium throw across the timeline, kicked by Vega and taken away by Las Cruces. But a bad pass to the timeline is being bobbled by everybody. And Las Cruces comes up with it. So still a turnover for the Hobbs Eagles with 13. In the hands of Navarez. Gives it off right wing to Patterson. Shake and bake. Decided not to go to the rack with it. Spins out and dribbles up top of the circle. Pivots 360, give off to Navarez on the right wing. For the Taskovich band. Down the middle of the lane, jump stop. Up top to Brisby, fires a 3 off the back of the rim high. Rebound on the right block by Vega for the Eagles. Vega in transition, his first rebound. Throws it across to Pena. Pena going to slow it down against the defense of Brisby. Bounce pass right wing to Vega. Dumps it low to Malachi David. Has the volleyball to himself up in the air. Gets it stripped out of his hands. Taken away by Brisby, turnover number 14. Brisby goes to the rack left side, rejected by Pena and pulled down by Vega for the Eagles. Second rebound. Gives it back to Pena. Now in the front court. Sings it down left corner to Caceres. 3 on the way and good. Another big shot from the deep corner for Caceres. He's got 2 trays, 6 points, the third Eagle tray of the game. 32-20, a 12-point lead. Eagles have 3 defenders triple teaming people in the backcourt. Ball comes across to the pass to Balderrama. Back to the free throw line. Shot on the way for Navarez and nails it right in the thick of the paint. 5 points for Navarez, Israel Navarez. 32-22. Eagles going quickly other direction, right to left on the radio dial. Pass goes off Turbiatis' hands in the lane, and that will be another turnover. Sails out to the baseline. Hobbs about 4 turnovers here in the third quarter, 15 overall. Got to clean up that game.
Exactly. They started really badly in the first quarter doing the same thing.
Adrian Balderrama gets an inbound pass at half court, brings it across. Sends it back deep to Navarez. Guarded by Pena on the near sideline. Pivots, spins, gets a screen up top for Navarez. Dribbles to his legs on the left wing. Isaac getting help from his brother Israel. Backs out to the timeline. Stop and go dribble. Right side of the lane. Turns and fires a shot off balance at the back of the rim. Turbiatis tries to get a swat on it. Knocked out of his hands by Joseph Brisby. Eagle basketball. Substitution for Hobbs as Javen Hernandez comes on the court for Jairus Turbiatis. 10-point Eagle lead, 32-22 with 5:19 left here in the third. Eagles with 2 more games this week. Los Lunas and Cleveland, so lots of big-time action against ranked teams. Hard shot across the timeline to Pena. Drives through traffic with the weave. Reverse layup from left to right under the rim and score it. He just sliced through like butter that time. 4 points for Pena. Hobbs Eagles by 12. Stoppage of action here as the referee calls for the ball back. Sims, I don't know what he's talking to some people in the front row there on that far left sideline in the backcourt, giving it back to Las Cruces. The inbound back deep to the baseline to Navarez. Fires it across to the timeline to Balderrama. Down the lane with the feeder, missing the reverse layup. Navarez no good. Tip back up by Latrell, can't get it to drop. Another rebound coming up for Balderrama. His shot point blank on the right block, no good. And a rip down on the right wing by Navarez. Sends it back to reset to Isaac Navarez as he backs it out to the timeline. Gets a screen up top by Balderrama. Fadeaway 3 off the back of the rim. Pulled down by Pena in the middle of the paint. Abraham Pena with his 4th board. Throws it across to Caceres on the right wing. Back to Vega, same side for Trey. In and out, no good. loose in the paint, and here comes Las Cruces with the rebound. That's Navarez. Isaac Navarez will take the dribble himself in transition, now in the front court. To the right side of the lane, leads and shoots a sidewinder hook. It's no good. A crash on the rebounds. Malachi David and Hernandez both crashing down on the blue jersey that time, and one of them might be getting a foul here. Looks like maybe Hernandez. Yes, it is. As Hernandez has got his second, just the first team foul here, or second team foul here in the third quarter.
Henderson comes back in to sub for David.
Left baseline inbound for Patterson underneath the hoop. Gets it in left corner to Balderrama. Flicks it back to Patterson, left wing. Back deep to the timeline to Brisby. Top of the circle off the dribble, guarded by Hernandez. Sets up Balderrama on the left elbow. Pivots, looking towards the hoop, but not going to move. Returns up top to Navarez. Kick it left wing, 3 on the way for Luttrell, and swish. Actually, that was Isaac Navarez with the tray swish. His first tray of the game, he's got 5 points. Second tray for Las Cruces, and a bad throw to the near sideline as Pena steps on the line. Had some words for the official as the Eagles just picked up their 16th turnover.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. He was standing next to the line, and apparently he stepped back a little bit as he was trying to get the ball out to his teammate, and ended up being out of bounds.
Las Cruces chucks it back to the backcourt, and chasing it down is Isaac Navarez. He'll bring it across against Hernandez. Gets a screen from Vallejos. Fires a 3 top of the circle. Clinks off the front of the rim, no good. Hernandez with the rebound for the Eagles and tries to unload the ball. They got a foul call on Las Cruces. So Hernandez, his second rebound. That'll be charged to Las Cruces' D'Angelo Collins, his first, and the first team foul here in the third. Inbound to the backcourt to Pena off the dribble. Now taking one-on-one against Collins. Beats him across the timeline over to Vega left wing. Trying to throw it down low to Hernandez, but sails over his head. And the steal is taken away for Las Cruces. Pass down to the other end. Missing the layup is Brisby. And taking it the other way is Pena off the rebound. Pena in the front court. Gets knocked to the floor, run over from behind. That was his 5th rebound. As he comes down the left side of the sideline, gets pummeled from behind. A couple of guys ramming into him. They'll get the foul call against Isaac Navarez, his second team foul.
Yeah, just was caught out of position, Las Cruces was, and Navarro trying to get back into it, but drew the foul.
Inbound to Vega, top of the circle, dumps it Hernandez, turnaround Jay off the back of the rim. Put back up by Henderson, can't get it to drop from the right block. His 3rd rebound. Ball gets booted out of bounds as Hernandez tried to track it down. And they might have called a foul on Las Cruces for pushing him in the back that time. It looks like it will be a foul against Isaiah Vallejos, his first, 3rd team foul. So Eagles 2 away from the double bonus. They'll stack 3 on the right side of the paint for the inbound. Caceres will take it in from the right baseline. Back deep to Vega, right wing. Down low to Hernandez in the middle of the paint. Double team. Kicks out right to Caceres. High pass up top to Vega. Tries to return to Caceres, but ricocheted off the hands of Collins. Almost stolen. Had to chase it down to the scores table on the left sideline. Just a whisker away from another Eagle turnover. They already have 17 and a bunch of those here in the third.
And that could have been a fast break point for the Bulldogs, as he had open court ahead of him if he would have kept it in bounds, of course.
Checking in for the Eagles, Josiah Clay for Abraham Pena. Hobbs basketball on the right sideline in front of the scorers table, front court. Caceres gets it into Clay at the time strike. 3:10 left in the third, 34-25 Eagles by 9. Top of the arc, Clay gets hit in the head as he tried to pivot. Joseph Brisby jammed into him, picks up his second. 14 foul, 1 away from the double bonus for the Eagles. They'll have it in front of the Taskovich band on the near left sideline, leading by 9. Josiah Clay to inbound. Vega comes and gets it top of the circle. Back to Clay left wing. Tries to fire it down to Caceres in the corner, but he was already running towards the hoop. I thought he might have thought about a rebound or something and said, where's the ball at? It's going out of bounds on the baseline behind him.
Unfortunately, not on the same page on that one, and Hobbs has a turnover for their efforts.
Yeah, 18 total so far. Quick passing for Las Cruces. Henderson comes down the lane. Underhand pass to the right block. Shot on the way and a foul. Getting bumped hard was Isaiah Vallejos. Ball sails over the rim, but he's going to get 2 free throws as the foul call on the Eagles. And that one will go against Parker Henderson, his 3rd. He's been a magnet for fouls in this game so far. 3rd team foul. And on the line to shoot 2, Vallejos. He's perfect, 2 for 2. First free throw attempt of Las Cruces in the third quarter. They're 7 of 12 overall, all coming in the first half, 58%. And a brick off the back of the rim for Vallejos. His first miss of the ball game.
Yeah, that was definitely a hard shot in the back, and he's going to have to adjust if he wants to make the second one.
Beatty will check in for the Eagles. Henderson takes a seat, and Hernandez returns as well. Second shot for Vallejos is a swish. He's got 5 points. Substitution for Las Cruces, Corey Patterson on the court. he started running in the game from the baseline. They say, hey, you got to at least put your head towards the scores table so they know you're coming in.
Right, check in definitely, and he did.
2:59 remaining here in the third, 34-26. A long pass up court to Hernandez. He's able to jump and bring it down to the far right sideline front court. Back to Clay at the timeline. Gets some tough pressure now by Collins, spinning through his legs now off the dribble, up top to Caceres. Pass over to Hernandez on the left wing. One hands it back to Caceres up top to Clay on the right wing. Dribbles behind his back, triple teamed. It goes to the floor hard. Bunch of guys hit the hardwood pretty hard on the elbows that time, and Clay will get the benefit of the doubt on that one as they call the foul against Vallejos, his second. That will be a double bonus now for Josiah Clay. He's on the sideline trying to get the ball inbounded, and the officials finally realize he's going to the line for two. Clay on the charity stripe, not yet tonight, trying to get his first points of the game. Clay will step up, shooting 75%, 15 of 20 so far this season.
Hobbs in double bonus. Las Cruces 2 away from the double bonus.
First shot for Clay is a swish. His first point of the ball game. First free throw for the Eagles in the second half. They are 4 of 6 from the charity stripe.
Not a whole lot of scoring going on in this third quarter. In fact, it has been 6 to 5 so far. 6 to 6 actually. Now that's 7 to 6. Hobbs with the 1-point lead.
Free throw was good for the second as well for Clay. He's got 2 points and a timeout on the court. 2:41 left, third quarter. Hobbs up by 10, 36-26 over Las Cruces. The Eagles will be back here at Task Arena in 30 seconds on your favorite Hobbs Eagle Network. .241 left, third quarter here at Task Arena. And boy, Ron, a 10-point lead for the Eagles over Las Cruces, but a lot of big games coming up later this week. Los Lunas and, of course, Cleveland, both ranked in the top 10 at this point.
And even Artesia is going to be a tough one for the Hobbs Eagles as they go on the road for that one.
Inbound to the deep left corner backcourt for Las Cruces to Navarez. Gets it across the timeline, throws it down to Patterson. Spins around for a minute and returns to Navarez in the Hobbs Eagle logo, middle of the court. Eagles by 10. To the right elbow. To Luttrell, to the right corner to Patterson. Decided not to shoot, gives it back behind to Navarez. Cross court left, over to Luttrell, fires up a three from the left wing and nails it through with a swish. His first points of the ball game. That's the third tray of the contest for Las Cruces. They get a steal on the inbound, but there's a Travels trying to go back up with a D'Angelo Collins underneath the hoop, shuffled his feet. Both teams get a turnover on that one. 9 for Las Cruces and now 19 for the Hobbs Eagles. So that is kind of a deceiving stat, though. I mean, look how many more turnovers we have. Looks like 10 more than Las Cruces, but yet we're up by 7.
Exactly, and, it's one of those situations where Hobbs needs to get their hands in the faces of the shooters.
Beatty will get the ball and throw it ahead to Pena, right wing. Over to Vega, cross court left. He'll fire a three and nails it right through the threads. Big shot for the Eagles. Vega with 8 points, 2 trays, 4 trays for the squad itself. Eagles up again by 10. Him out to the near sideline, Navarez fumbled it off his foot, but picked up across the timeline by Luttrell. Over to left side of Patterson near the scorer's table left. Crosses over, dribbles through his legs, top of the circle. Finds Luttrell on the right wing. Back over to left side, outside the circle to Vallejos. Gives it down the lane to Collins, goes to rack double clutch, knocked to the floor. Beatty was in the area, might have hit him from behind. And that'll get on the line, D'Angelo Collins. They'll call the foul on the Eagles. That will be charged to Beatty, his second, 14 foul. 1 away from the double bonus for Las Cruces, but still getting 2 shooting foul free throws. D'Angelo Collins yet to shoot in this ball game from the line. First shot's up, kind of a dead roll on that one, and it hits the front of the rim, no good.
Yeah, did not have the shooter's touch on that one. Did not go in and just bounced around and came out of the cylinder.
He'll get one more opportunity. Collins trying to get in the scorebook here. There have been 7 scores for Las Cruces so far and 8 for the Eagles. Second shot, clunking around again. It rolls around toilet bowl style and finally goes through for Collins, 1 of 2. Beatty gets the inbound to the left corner, up by 9, 39-30. Cross court right, dangerous pass near half court. Pena able to come down with it. He gets stripped from behind by Collins. Goes to rack left, is hit from behind. Looked like he got a good swat on the ball, but I think his knee went in the butt of Collins. He's going to go back to the line. So the Eagles suffer another turnover. That's their 20th of the ball game. 20-9 turnover difference there, Ron, but still a 9-point lead.
Yeah, and still another steal for the Las Cruces Bulldogs. They're getting more steals than Hobbs is so far, and that is causing some trouble with the score. Otherwise, Hobbs may be having a double-point lead, even could extend that. However, it's just been back and forth. Hobbs unable to get any offense generated so far, and luckily, though, neither has Las Cruces.
Both teams in the double bonus the rest of this 128 of the third, and another miss by D'Angelo Collins. 1 of 3 from the line now. Not doing himself any justice, trying to get this lead down for the Bulldogs. One more now for Collins. 39-30, Eagles by 9. Second shot is up, and that's another dead throw. No rotation on it, but rebound put up by Collins on the left block's no good. Gets his rebound again. Hands it off on the right block to Brisby. Misses a fadeaway and pulled down on the left baseline by Vallejos. Kicks it out left wing. 3 in the way for Latrell, no good. Turbiatis comes up with it, throws a half-court pass down the lane, and laying it in for 2 is Vega. He's got 10 points. Turbiatis with his 6th rebound. Long pass to the other end. Trying to go up with it is Collins. Ball knocked out of his hands underneath the hoop off Beatty, and will be Las Cruces basketball. Both teams trying to get the long balls up court now. 1:04 left in the third. Hobbs up by 11, 41-30.
And that was Collins trying to make a shot off balance and just had no chance of being able to get that, but still trying to get the basket and missed completely.
Adrian Balderrama checks in for Las Cruces. They'll have the basketball underneath their hoop on the left baseline. Inbounding is Isaac Navarez. Throws it back deep to the timeline to Brisby. Over to the left side, still way outside the perimeter. Navarez gets a screen up top. Stop and go dribble to the right side of the lane. Leans and shoots a semi-hook. Tipped up in the air, no good. Pulled down by the Eagles, Javen Hernandez, his 3rd board. Outlet across the timeline to Payne with 45, left wing. Underhands it up top to Vega. Fires up a 3 off the back of the rim. Pulled down to the top of the arc by Adrian Balderrama for Las Cruces. Throws it down low to the right block. And actually, no, he took it all the way. I thought he was going to pass it off, but Balderrama tries a double clutch, and Pena swats him. Gets a foul call, and he's throwing his head around and screaming. He better be careful. Doesn't want to get a tee here.
No, he does not. He cannot afford to have one of those, especially with the game still relatively close.
Yeah, Pena fouled out in the 4th quarter against Hope Christian, so I'm sure he's thinking about that as well. For Pena, that'll be his 3rd personal. Still double bonus for Las Cruces on the line. Adrian Balderrama, who is 2 for 4. Misses the first free throw. So Las Cruces still not having a very good night in free throw shooting, especially in the second half. Pena's going to come out. Coach Ross is trying to settle him down a little bit, and they'll send back Jordan Caceres on the court for the Eagles. Second shot is up for Balderrama and a swish. He's got 5 points and is now 3 of 6 from the line. 10-point Eagle lead, 41-31, 35 seconds left in the third. Bad pass from left to right. Caceres is taken away by Las Cruces by Balderrama. Pass down the left corner, 18-footer by Latrell. Hits off the back of the rim, no good. And we got a whistle underneath. That was the Eagles' 21st turnover. Somebody was crashing a little bit too hard for the Eagles with a forearm in the back that time as they get the foul call against Caceres, his 2nd. And that'll be another double bonus look here as Isaiah Vallejos steps up to the stripe. He is 3 of 4 from the line, 75%. First free throw's up, and it's reverse spin is going to come off the back of the rim, no good. No touch here for Las Cruces in the 3rd quarter of free throw shooting.
Yeah, not a lot of points going on in this quarter. 12-11, Hobbs with a 1-point lead, and that's why they have the 10-point advantage.
Las Cruces yet to get anybody in double digits. Hobbs has Vegas 10. Second free throw good for Balderrama. He's got 6 points. 41-32, Eagles by 9. The inbound to the right corner to Vega backcourt. Back to Caceres, the inbounder. Dribbles into the front court, a 3-on-3. Cross court left to Beatty. Jumps high in the air for it. Dribbles to the left block. No look pass is swatted away. Stolen by Vallejos. Another turnover, number 22. Up ahead to a jump stopping Brisby. Goes up strong right side. No good. Tip back up by Vallejos. Behind him on the right. He puts it through. He's got 7 points and 2 rebounds. A 7-point game. 2 seconds left before the end of the third. Beatty dribbles into the front court. He's forgot about the clock and does not get a shot off. Tries to throw it at the last second down the lane, but the buzzer expires the quarter. But the Hobbs Eagles still holding on to a 7-point lead. It's not pretty here in the third for either team. 41-34 Eagles. We'll be back in 30 seconds live on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and Cool 95.7's Facebook page on the internet, and on the radio at Cool 95.7.
Welcome back to Hobbs basketball action here at the legendary Ralph Tasker. We have a game going on, 41-34 in the fourth quarter as it's starting against the Las Cruces Bulldogs. And here for the call is Ty Friend.
7-point lead for the Dogs. A discrepancy on free throws. They got a lot more shots for Las Cruces, 11 of 22, but the Eagles 5 of 7, but they do have a 7-point lead. Hobbs basketball to start it off here in the third. Leading scorers Vega with 10, 7 for David, 6 apiece for Caceres and Hernandez. Over to Vega on the right wing. Stepped in, thought about a three, decided against it. Goes to Caceres, a fadeaway three himself, and there's another one. Off the bench again, Jordan Caceres. He's got 3 trays in the game and 9 points. Best game of the season for him. 5th three-pointer for the Eagles. Up by 10 once again, 44-34. Into the front court, pass to the left wing to Brisby. Slides it to the free throw line to Tavares. Comes down the lane, fumbled the basketball. Malachi David rips it away. That's turnover number 10 for Las Cruces. Pass to Payton in the front court, far right side, stop and go, crossover, down the lane after the cradle, throws up a shot, rejected midair, and ripped away by Adrian Balderrama. Stolen by Pena, though, that's turnover number 11. Gets double teamed on the right side, returns to Caceres right wing, cross court left to Vega, double team against him. To Turbiatis on the free throw line, stripped out of his hands and taken away by Patterson, goes the rack to the other end, right side, and scores. Patterson with 7 points, the Eagles with their 23rd turnover. 44-36, Hobbs by 8. Caceres bounces into Vega, far right side backcourt. Slings it to the timeline, up for grabs, taken away by Tavares. Turnover number 24. Down low to a wide open Brisby for a layup with 2 hands on the right side. He's got 4. Eagles having some serious trouble beating this pressure now. A 1-2-2 half-court trap in the backcourt. And that was a 5-second violation on the inbound. So Las Cruces will get it back again. And that'll be turnover number 25 for the Eagles. 6:32 left in the fourth. Hobbs trying to hold on to a win here, up by 6, 44-38. Inbounding on the right baseline underneath the Las Cruces hoop, Isaac Tavares. Taking some time getting it in. Throws it in left corner, wide open. Brisby for 3, off the rim, no good. Rebound left block for Pena. Pena's got his 6th rebound. Slings it to the timeline to Caceres. 3-on-2, jump stop, alley-oop backdoor. Coming down with it is Turbiatis, going back up strong and puts it off the glass for 2, using his height on that one. Turbiatis with 6 rebounds, or 6 points. 46-38, Eagles by 8, 6:10 remaining. Into the front court, unloads to Brisby on the left wing. Cross court right to Patterson, back deep to the timeline to Isaac Tavares. Comes dribble with the left side to Brisby with the handoff. High pass up top, taken away off the hands of Balderrama, stolen and brought to the other end by Pena with the high arching layup on the right side. Pena with 6 points. That's 12 turnovers for Las Cruces, 48-38. Hobbs by 10, 5:45 remaining. Into the front court, a handoff to Patterson near the scores table left, guarded by Turbiatis. Flicks it to the left wing to Tavares. Comes back to the timeline off the dribble near the Hobbs Eagle logo. Going through his legs against Turbiatis. Wrap around up top to Balderrama. Double team against him. Hippity hop. Pass to the right corner. Faking a threes Brisby. Cross court left to Tavares. Jab step from him with 5:20 remaining. Top of the circle against Pena. Spin left. Back to the right side. Gives it off to Patterson on the right wing. To the left side of the arc to Tavares. Jab step. Up top to Brisby. Brisby with a triple threat. Good defense by Caceres. Cradles, goes to the rack against two defenders, leans into him. They call the block foul on the Eagles. Caceres and Turbiates both back there on the right block. Looked like they were pretty stout for the Eagles, as they'll call the foul against Turbiates, his third. And that'll be the first team foul against the Eagles here in the fourth. 2 free throws now coming for Brisbee. They're 11 of 22 from the line, 50%. Brisbee 0 for 2.
That is the difference in the game. If they would have made all of those, it would have been at least a 2-point difference for the Las Cruces Bulldogs.
Brisbee makes the first free throw. He's got 5 points, 1 of 3 from the line. 48-39, single-digit lead for Hobbs with 5:07 remaining. Hobbs working on their 6th win of the season. Las Cruces trying to get it to 7-6. Second shot for Brisbee, swish. He's got 6. 48-40, Hobbs by 8. Pass to half court to Caceres after the inbound. Goes back door to Malachi David. Hippity hop and a shot. Count the basket and the foul. Malachi David puts it down. David with 9 points. Chance to make it 10 with the free throw. And they get the foul on Las Cruces and Israel Navarez, his first team foul against the Bulldogs.
And that's what Hobbs wants to see, is a lot of aggressiveness, especially posting up in the under the paint, and definitely getting those foul calls too.
He's 1 of 2 from the line as David. Now makes his second free throw of the game. 10 points now for Malachi David. 51-40, Hobbs up by 11. Ball in the hands of Navarez as he comes across the timeline against Pena, far left sideline. One hand throw to the top of the arc to Vallejos, to the left wing to Israel Navarez. Coming back to get it top of the circle, Balderrama, crossover. Brisbee gets the pass left wing, cross court right to Navarez, a fadeaway 3 off the front of the rim, no good. Turbiates rebound on the right block, his 7. Unloads to Pena, cross court left to Caceres, to half court to Turbiates. 3-on-3, gives it to Clay in the left wing, 3 on the way and right through the net. Big shot for Josiah Clay, his 5th point of the game, the 6th three-pointer for the Eagles. They lead by 14. Biggest lead in the first half was 17, and looks like there's an injury, and hopping on his foot while dribbling is Navarez. He's at half court, wants a timeout. Coach finally going to get the ref's attention. Coach Benjamin on the baseline. They will have an official timeout here. As going down to the floor is Isaac Navarez near half court. Looks like he pulled an ankle, and he's going to have to leave the ball game.
Yeah, it looks like that definitely was a problem. He pulled up right away. Definitely didn't hide that, and now he's limping off the court.
Boy, the Hobbs Eagle JV had several players go down with ankle injuries in their overtime loss to Las Cruces earlier tonight. So it will be Las Cruces basketball near the scores table on the far left sideline. The inbound of the backcourt to Patterson. 4:10 remaining in the game. Eagles by 14. Dribbles with his left, spins, top of the arc. Gives it off to Vallejos there. Over to left wing to Navarez. Running a lot of clock, though, down by 14. Up top to Brisbee. Caceres gets a hand in his face. Unloads to the right wing to Vallejos. Hippity hop down the lane. Reverse layup. Misses everything. Ball gets knocked out of bounds. They're going to say off the hands of the Eagles. Turbiates arguing with the official there on the baseline, but not going to change the call. So Las Cruces will have underneath their hoop on the left base. Inbounding will be Patterson. Still a 14-point Eagle lead. Patterson looking around for somebody to get open. Throws it back door. Lefty layup on the way off the glass counter for Balderrama. He's got 8 points. He's the closest to double figures right now. We got a deflection on the inbound, knocked out by Vallejos. Hobbs will retain possession. Clay will throw it in once again.
Yeah, Bulldogs are pressing. They need to get, Hobbs needs to get some players over here to help out their teammates.
1-2-2 trap in the half-court, backcourt here. Inbound to half-court to Pena, breaks the pressure, goes high off the glass on the right side and lays it in for 2. Pena with some speed on that one. 8 points for him. And it's 56-42, a 14-point lead. And we got a whistle in the backcourt. They called the reach foul on Pena. Fans are booing that one. That's his 4th personal, 2nd team foul. Thought they were calling it pretty close on that.
Yes, they were. But luckily it's not a shooting foul, so it won't put anybody on the line.
3:36 left here in the 4th, 56-42, Eagles by 14. Looks like Clay's going to be taking a seat now on the sub. Lyric Soria checking in for him. Inbound deep in the backcourt to Patterson. He'll go one-on-one against Soria. Crossover move now in the front court. The handoff left side to Brisbee. Up top to Vallejos. Kick it to the right wing to Luttrell. Back up top to Brisbee. We got a whistle underneath, a push-off foul. Wait, they called a travel. They said he stepped off the foot and started going before the dribble, so a travel for Las Cruces. That's their 13th turnover. Inbounding is Caceres on the near left sideline. Back to Soria. Returns to Caceres. Gets double teamed on the baseline now. Lost the ball. Knocked out of his hands by Vallejos on the steal. Eagles have a 26 turnover. Go backdoor in the layup for Brisby on the left side. He's got 10 points. First double-digit score for Las Cruces. Now down by 12. 3:10 remaining. And the ball knocked out of bounds again, so look, Las Cruces getting very tenacious on that pressure defense in the backcourt.
Exactly, and Hobbs just not answering it yet. Hopefully they will this time be able to move the ball down the court like they have in the past.
Soria on the far right sideline in the backcourt. Throws into Malachi David, back to Soria. Double team against him, kicks it to Caceres near the time stripe, has not brought it across yet. Returns to Soria now in the front court. Over to right corner to Pena, backs out of the pressure with the dribble, goes back to the lane, back door to Turbiatis, goes up strong with it, two hands and lays it up high on the left glass. He's got 8. 58-44, Hobbs back up by 14. Coming across the timeline to Barnes, who came back after the injury. Unloads top of the arc to Valderrama. Down low left block, shot rejected as Brisby went up, rejected by David. Ball comes into the front court, loose. And there might have been a trip on the play. Soria hits the deck, no call. They're going to give it back to Las Cruces, I believe. And that'll go down as a Hobbs Eagle turnover, as they have a total of 27 in this ball game compared to 13 for Las Cruces, but yet a 14-point Eagle lead.
Luckily there's that. But, yeah, the ball went out of bounds after it rolled off of Eagle, and it is Bulldog ball again.
Inbound deep in the backcourt to Navarez, picked up by Soria in the backcourt. Just backpedals with Navarez. One-hand bounce pass up top to Navarez. Israel coming back to get it on the right elbow is Balderrama. To the left side wing to Luttrell. Kicks it left side again to Navarez. Top of the circle to Brisby. Finds Balderrama top of the arc. Everybody looking for a three, not getting open. To Navarez on the top of the circle. Fadeaway three for Navarez as he caught the pass on the left side. Actually, that was Luttrell that nails his second tray of the ball game. He's got 6 points, 4th tray for Las Cruces. 11-point Eagle lead with 1:55 remaining. Payne in the front court, right wing, back deep to Caceres. Over to Soria, left corner for three, and he puts it through the hole. Big shot for Soria, the freshman, his first tray of the ball game. 7 trays for the Eagles. 61-47, Hobbs by 14. In the front court, Navarez on the left wing tries to drive the lane. They're going to call the reach foul. That will be the 3rd team foul against the Eagles. They'll charge that to Turbiatis, his 4th. And Coach Ross going to go to his bench and bring in return Vega and big man Parker Henderson. Caceres will take a seat. Malachi David will be out as well, and now it's going to be Clay to check in for the 3rd, and Pena will go the other direction to the baseline. 1:39 remaining in the contest. Eagles up by 14, 61-47. Las Cruces basketball, left sideline near the scores table to inbound is Israel Navarez. Soria trying to knock the inbound. Back to the backcourt to Navarez, taking on Turbiatis now on the front side. Wraparound pass right wing to Balderrama, guarded by Henderson. Touch pass left wing to Navarez. Up top and almost stolen. Good job for Vega, but a shot on the way for Luttrell off the back of the rim on the 3. A battle for the boards, and going over the back is Joseph Brisby to pick up his 3rd personal. 2nd team foul against the Bulldogs. 1:24 left in the game. Hobbs by 14. Inbound from the right baseline by Soria. In the backcourt, bounces it in to Seamus Wright, who just checked in. He gets double teamed, stripped from behind, a steal by Balderrama, turnover number 28. Backdoor pass and an alley-oop. Missed by Brisby, and a crash after the shot. Tied up. Seamus Wright in the action there, tying up Joseph Brisby. The arrow's going to go for Las Cruces, though. They'll have it underneath their hoop on the left baseline. 61-47, though. Hobbs by 14 still. Inbounding's Navarez. Tries to backdoor it. Taken away in the stream there by Soria for the steal. Turnover number 19. To make that 14 for Las Cruces. Pass up the near left sideline. He knocked out of bounds, intended for the Eagles that time. Vega, but knocked out by Las Cruces in front of the Hobbs Eagles student section. With 1:08 left on the clock. So Hobbs going to pick up a home win here at Tasker Arena with 2 more coming, hopefully, the rest of the week. Inbound to Clay. Shake and bake to the left wing, dribbling behind his back. Double team now. Lost the ball. As it's taken away by Balderrama. Another turnover, number 29. Pass coming down the lane and a stumble step. Turnover for Las Cruces. As coming up with it was Clay. They blow the whistle there to stop the action. That's the 15th turnover for Las Cruces High. Back on the court, D'Angelo D'Angelo Collins for Las Cruces. Clock underneath, 1 minute remaining here in the fourth. Seamus Wright chucks it to half court, picked up by Vega, 2-on-2. Backdoor to Henderson on the left side, hits the bottom of the backboard, loose in the paint, and pulled away by Joseph Brisby. The Eagles with another turnover, that's their 30th. Coming to the other end, going to the rack with a double clutch. Brisby to the right side of the glass and scores. He's got 8 points in the fourth quarter, 10 overall does Brisby, 61-49. Half-court inbound to Clay. Alley-oop backdoor to Henderson, comes down with it, leans and shoots to the right side, dribbles around the rim and good. Henderson with his 4th point of the ball game, 63-49 Eagles. Up the near sideline to come across is Brisby. To the right wing front court, guarded by Clay, gets a piece of the basketball, recovered by Brisby, drives right baseline underneath the hoop. Sails over to the left wing to Luttrell, fakes a 3, comes down the lane, fadeaway shot in the paint, no good at the back of the rim. And Henderson tries to get a hand on it, but it comes off his fingertips, out of bounds on the base. 13.3 remaining. Eagles going to get that 6-11 record after this one, the win over Las Cruces. 13.3 remaining. Inbound right base for Brisby for Las Cruces. Gets it out to the right side of Balderrama with 10. Hand out behind to Collins, drives baseline right, tries a shot, is good, off the glass. Little scoop action there, and Henderson tries to swat him and gets a foul. Henderson's 4th personal, 4th team foul. And a chance for a 3-point play for D'Angelo Collins, who now has 3 points. He's 1 of 4 from the charity stripe. So put this one in the books for the Hobbs Eagles. Los Lunas and Cleveland coming up later this week, though, Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, and this Las Cruces team has already seen Los Lunas, and they lost by 1, 37-36. Maybe a telling sign for Hobbs.
Free throw good for Collins, 63-52. Yeah, that was a close game just back on January 9th. Long pass the other end, fumbled out by Henderson for the turnover. 31 turnovers for the Eagles. A full court shot at the buzzer, hits off the rim, no good, and that is the ball game. As the Hobbs Eagles winning 63-52 over Las Cruces High. Hobbs going to 6-11. Las Cruces goes under 500 at 6-7. We'll take a 3-minute break, come back with the Hobbs Eagle postgame show live on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Welcome back to Task Arena, the Hobbs Eagle postgame show live on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. Ty friend Ron Gunner with you, and Evie Stewart back at the station. Eagles pick up their 6th win of the season over Las Cruces High tonight, 63-52. The Eagles were up 29-20 at the half and ended up scoring 34 points in the second half compared to 32 for Las Cruces High. And not the prettiest of wins, Ron, but you kind of break that spell a little bit. Eagles went 1-3 at the APS Metro tournament and come back and get this win over another 5A opponent, which always looks good on a resume when it comes to playoff time.
Exactly, and yes, you're right about the fact that it wasn't the prettiest of games. However, there were moments when Hobbs was clicking on all cylinders. They were able to get their defense going as well as their offense. Unfortunately, though, for sometimes it seemed like Las Cruces had a good defensive stance against Hobbs and was able to create turnovers. In fact, they had 16 steals in the game versus Hobbs, who only had 4 steals. And that was something that Hobbs needed to contend with. However, they did. They got the win, and that's all they really needed. No matter what they do, whether it's rebounds, which they were doing pretty good on, not getting on the charity stripe as much as the Bulldogs were. All this just worked up for a Hobbs-Eagles victory.
Yeah, just to put numbers behind what you just said, Eagles out-rebounded Las Cruces 27-15. Free throw situation, Hobbs not bad, not a lot of chances, but they did get a good percentage, 6 of 8 for 75%. Las Cruces was 12 of 23 for 52%, but they left 13 free throws that did not go into that hole, which really hurt their cause there as the game waned on.
Exactly, and that could have been the difference right there. It was 12 points, so yes, they would have made 11 points, and if they would have made at least 75% of that, it would have been very close, if not a Las Cruces possibly lead, just like earlier with the JV game. Las Cruces was able to sink their free throws and make it a contest that they won over Hobbs, 67-66 in overtime.
Las Cruces getting 8 scores in this game, only 1 in double digits, though. Joseph Brisby finished up with 10 points. The majority of those in the fourth quarter where he had 8. He was also 2 of 4 from the line with 2 rebounds. Adrian Balderrama with 8 points. He went 4 of 7 from the charity stripe with 3 rebounds in the game. Isaiah Vallejos finished with 7 points. He was 3 of 5 from the charity stripe. Dominic Luttrell coming off the bench for 2 trays and 6 points. Also in the books, Corey Patterson with 7 points with 1 of 2 from the line. Isaac Navarez had 5 points. He had a tray and 2 for 2 free throw shooting. Israel Navarez with 5 points, a tray, and another bucket. It was also D'Angelo Collins with 4 points. He went 2 of 5 from the charity stripe and had 2 rebounds. They were 12 of 23 from the charity line for 52%, had 15 turnovers, only 15 rebounds, which were 12 less than the Eagles. And on the rebounding numbers, Adrian Balderrama led the squad with 3 and 2 apiece for Brisby, Vallejos, Navarez, and Collins. And 4 3-pointers in the contest for Las Cruces, 2 of which from Dominic Luttrell. He had half of those numbers. And 1 apiece for Israel Navarez. Another tray in the ball game as well for Adrian Balderrama. Looking at your Hobbs Eagles scoring, they get 2 in double digits and getting close to a few other ones. Braylon Vega with 10 points. He had 2 trays. Malachi David had 10 points, where he went 2 of 3 from the charity stripe. Jordan Caceres coming off the bench for 3 trays and 9 points. Big game for him. Abraham Pena, kind of a quiet night offensively. He had 8 points and a total of 6 rebounds for the Eagles. Javen Hernandez with 6 points on 3 buckets and 3 rebounds. 5 points for Josiah Clay. Had a tray and 2 for 2 free throw shooting and 2 rebounds. Parker Henderson finished with 4 points and 3 boards. And I think that's just about it in terms of point production in this game. Eagles getting 8 scores in the books for this game tonight. They were 6 of 8 from the line for 75%. Out-rebounded Las Cruces 27-15 thanks to 7 boards for Turbiatis, 6 for Abraham Pena, and 3 for Parker Henderson. But the big numbers that were not the exciting stuff, 31 turnovers, 15 for Las Cruces. So somehow having 16 more turnovers did not mean a loss for the Eagles, who win by double digits, 63-52, and were up by as many as 17 in this ball game.
Yeah, well, I think one of the things that hindered the Las Cruces Bulldogs simply was they weren't taking complete advantage of their opportunities. They were passing the ball around. Yes, they were getting big passes, and Hobbs wasn't getting in front and trying to intercept half of those. But still, it was one of those situations where they were spending too much time passing the ball around, seeing if they can get an open three or whatever they were trying to get open at that time, and it was benefiting Hobbs more than it was Las Cruces.
We've talked about the Eagles' strength of schedule being one of the tops in the state. Doesn't get any different this week as Hobbs with some tough games to finish up the week. Of course, Los Lunas and Cleveland High School, both those teams been in the top 10 for much of the season. In fact, I think Cleveland's right now second in the Max Preps poll, aren't they?
Yes, they are. 12-3 with a 15.4 strength of schedule. They are definitely going to be a contender on this Saturday game. Of course, we also have Los Lunas, who is not a lightweight either, with a 10.8 strength of schedule and a 9-5 record. They're going to be hard to beat here, but I have a feeling if Hobbs can put together a slightly better effort than they did today, of course, control those turnovers, they can be able to make those points. They have a good shot of beating this Los Lunas Tigers team.
Yeah, that will be a Friday night matchup for that game, a 7 o'clock start time, 6:45 pregame show. Now the Saturday matchup with Cleveland, Cleveland will be the afternoon game at 3:30, so about a 3:15 start time. The JV will start at 2 o'clock before that one, so lots of action left here in this week of basketball. And again, all three home games for the Hobbs Eagles. We should mention, too, that Los Lunas team, just like they had last year, very effective scorer, the Justin Holland kid. In fact, they just beat Las Cruces back on January 9th by 37-36. Holland had 16, all 16 of their first points for that team, so 16 all for him. And then finally in the second quarter, Juarez finished up with a bucket there for that Los Lunas team. So he's pretty much the go-to guy. Eagles faced him last year. Probably a potential Division I prospect for the state of New Mexico, but he's the guy they're going to have to shut down in that game coming up on Friday night. He had a couple of trays against Las Cruces in that one-point win.
Yeah, and you got to look at the encouraging numbers from the last 2 years against Los Lunas. Now, they are 3-3 in the series overall since 2007, but they have small defeats with them. Last year it was 50-46, lost by 4. And the year before, in 2022, it was 46-43, lost by 3. So it was a competitive game for both sides that were in it. They just lost it in the end. Hobbs can still come back strong in this game against Los Lunas and be able to kind of do an upset over this top team of the Tigers.
Yeah, any games you can pick off at home especially is going to help out your resume when it comes down to seeding. Final score once again tonight, 63-52. The Eagles winning over Las Cruces, improve the record to 6-11. Las Cruces drops to 6-7. Again, Friday night we'll be back on the radio and the internet at 6:45. The pregame show, the tip-off at 7 o'clock as the Eagles take on Los Lunas. I'd like to thank Jessica Friend on the scoreboard tonight. Back at the station, Evie Stuber for Ron Gunner, myself, Ty Friend. Until Friday, have a great rest of the week and go Eagles.